Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rift Happens. This is the pre-show that you get to gloriously witness before we see some more Coach Rivals action on the Rift. I am Justin, joined as Justin. Did I say Justin? My name is actually Justin. There's no D at the end of that name. And I am joined by, below me there, Ronnie. Ronnie, what's up, brother?
Hey, man, I'm having a good week. Excited to be here. We got some week 3 recaps. I got the cast with Coop this week, which is this side. Got the cast with Coop this week, which is awesome. Got like the 2-man cast, just kind of doing it. I think we got to watch one of your games, so that was pretty cool. So
You did.
I'm feeling real good. Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy to be here as usual.
Awesome. And next up, the force is strong with this one. It's Jedi Drake.
Oh,
How
yeah,
are you, Drake?
sorry. It was a little cool in Arkansas. Hit 101 today, so I had to bust out the cardigan.
Sometimes you got to do that.
You know, just like to chill after work. Just wear my lax gear. Just gonna hang out. No, it's been a great week. Excited to be here with you guys today.
I'm excited that you're here too, more than you'll ever realize. And last up, as always, Coop, how you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. Yes, Echo. Yeah, it was fun to be off production. Well, on production, but also in front of the camera with Ronnie, like old times. It's good stuff. Got to see Justin play, which is always fun. But yeah, up for another episode of Rift Happens.
My man was wearing
Cool.
2 hats.
Well, before, yeah, okay, 2 hats. All right.
Before we get into
So,
it, I have a deep
moving-
beat going on.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
you do.
So trendy.
I wish I had
The
some
extra
chest hair to
deep
really pop this out.
The burger meat.
Okay. All right. So, speaking of showing off, let's get into show and tell for this week. Is anybody like just itching to really go first?
I would love to go first.
Okay.
Okay,
You got it.
So I don't know if you guys recall, but a couple shows ago, I think it was episode 2, we kind of did a tell about yourselves, like your history and stuff like that, and I talked about how I worked at Disney. So my show and tell is kind of compared to that, or connected to that. I have my original Blue ID from Disney World. Now, if you don't know why everybody's making a face to this, it's because when you leave Disney, you're supposed to turn this in because you get free access to the park, you get free parking, discounts, everything like that. I didn't do that because COVID was a thing, so I just moved. And so that's my show and tell for the week is.
So if I go to
Look at this
Disney,
terrible face. Also, like this is like I just sit in a room for like 4 hours while I did a background check, and I found out during the background check that I had an unpaid speeding ticket back in Arkansas. And they're like, you can leave, like, you don't pass. You have to if you get this resolved in the next like 2 hours before we close, we'll get you passed. So I had to like call back to Arkansas. I was in Florida at the time, and I'm like trying to get this settled up. Like, just I don't even care, security, whatever. Just tell credit card out loud in front of everybody. Just pay the bill. And that's why I look like. That's why I look like that.
Wow. My man was
I'm
on
a
the end of
legend.
his rope.
That's not a guy that wears cardigans right there. That is.
very nice.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and volunteer myself to go next. And I'm going to let you two round it out. So
Okay.
if y'all looked in the background here, I have my my little homemade, terribly homemade rack of frisbees back there. But those are my discs that I play disc golf with. And in fact, I've met with Lucas, our English teacher, and have played disc golf with him before. So it's really cool so he and I have connected a couple times. So I brought 2 to kind of show off. This one is an ace disc. A hole-in-one in disc golf is called an ace. And anytime you get a hole-in-one, anybody that witnesses it, we pass around a Sharpie and everybody signs it. So it's really cool. So I actually have I have 2 aces on this disc. So I have a lot of signatures there and 2 different times that I aced. So this one is retired. I'm no longer throwing that disc because I have two holes in one with that one.
Too risky.
And then my other one is I started dyeing discs to like customize my own. I would have them and then I would do certain dyes. So this is one of the ones I'm really proud of.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's Michael Myers from the Halloween movies, but I used a Cricut to cut out the vinyl and then
What the
did it
fuck
in
did you
different layers and dyed it a different step at a time. What was that? What'd you say?
I was just being silly. My bad.
Well, I knew that. I just wanted you to repeat it.
What do you use to dye it?
So we used to be able to use RIT dye. You could get it like Walmart, but then they changed their formula and it doesn't work on the polymer that is used for these plastic discs anymore. So now you have to order stuff off the internet. Like iDye Poly, I think is the name of it, but it's just like liquid. It's water dye.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. All right, Ronnie.
Yeah, man. You know, legitimately, I thought those were vinyls.
I did too.
Man, he just throws them up there without a case and stuff. This guy's like a DJ.
He's got
What
a set right after
psychopath.
this. He's got a Twitch set.
Dang, okay, he's pretty serious. Okay, so my show and tell, probably there's a few people that have these in Coach Rivals, but I brought my Game Boys. I know Drake, you were saying you got your stuff too. This one actually is kind of cool. This one was my little sister's back in the day. Like she had it brand new when it first came out, like 03 or whatever. And she stopped playing it, so I hung on to it. It still works to this day. And then this is like a pretty rare Monster Hunter Special Edition 3DS. This one only came out for like a limited time. Looks like it has fur on it, which is kind of cool. And so that one's like really special. And then I got a whole bunch of games and stuff. So Pokemon and like, you know, all the essentials.
That's awesome.
My dog.
Yeah, we got a battle sometime, man. Yeah, actually, I owe John a battle still. So we're me and John are doing a Pokemon Yellow playthrough on original hardware, and then every gym we're stopping to battle each other. Just to kind of check in. Yeah, so the first time it didn't work because the link cable was janky, so we're rescheduling. But yeah, it's a good time, man.
So we're like gonna stream that?
Yeah, right. If there's a way to video output that, I'll let you know.
Just put your webcam looking down at the screen. Be
Straight
super
up.
legit, totally real.
Yeah.
HD 4K.
Yeah.
Love it.
I can
Coop, what you got, man?
So I've got this instrument thing. This is a banjo ukulele. I have a lot of guitars. I'll be honest, I'm not like awesome at them, but I went through a stint in college where I just like went to pawn shops and bought really cheap, inexpensive instruments and just liked having weird instruments around. So, but this one was really cool. I couldn't pass it up. I got it on Craigslist. It was like $50. It's a banjo ukulele. I'd never seen it before. So it's got like, you know, the little animal skin top drum. It sounds okay, but it also has a date on it. It looks like 1945, which is what I thought was pretty cool. So I'm thinking this thing's from 45, but I did some research on it and it's pretty old, potentially even older than that. So like maybe early 1900s or something. But I just thought it was cool. It was on Craigslist and picked it up. One of many weird Craigslist pawn shop guitars that I've acquired. And I like kind of play periodically, but I think they look cool on the wall.
Did you call that like a banjo-lele or a ukulele?
Well, I was gonna say we need a better name. You can't just say
Banjo-lele.
banjo ukulele.
Banjo-lele or ukulangelo. Ukulangelo.
Ukulangelo.
What am I, Ukulangelo?
Yeah,
I think it's a
Oh,
banjo-lele is what the people call it.
I like it.
Man,
It's pretty neat.
you guys are my favorite people.
It came, I was like, bing, I gotta ask.
That was when
I
Craigslist
love
was like
this.
functional as a means to buy things back in like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
mid 2000 when actual things were sold on it, not just used cars and scams.
What a time to be alive, right?
Oh man. Anyway,
I heard if you're looking to get into the dating scene, Craigslist is a pretty good place too, right?
Oh, no. Shut it down.
Okay.
wait, was that the next segment
Was
on
that-
the show?
Yeah.
Sorry. I
Hotline
need to
Love.
delete something real quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. We're gonna get into the game.
Wait, so we're not going through my
recaps.
dating apps? Oh, well,
Farmersonly.com.
Yeah.
Is that an Arkansas joke?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into our game recaps. We're going off the rails a little bit. So we're going to try to get back on the rails, and we're going to do our best to speed run these game recaps. So let's say like 30 seconds per game recap. Let everybody know what games they missed last week. Ronnie, I'm actually going to toss it to you first. You had our first kind of champions matchup, Red Clad Redemption versus Hearts of Diamond. What happened?
Oh man, I was really looking forward to this. When we did the assignments earlier in the week, I was like really excited to get this one. One, because it's on stream, so I kind of am gonna watch it automatically because I'm streaming the game. Two, because a lot of these players are former teammates of mine, so really looking forward to it. We had some really cool kind of storylines in this one. If you didn't see the stream, go back and watch it. I won't spoil everything, but in the mid lane we had a brothers versus brothers matchup. So Big Bad Hand versus Jebin. Those two are literal siblings. So you talk about a sibling rivalry. That one goes back pretty far, I'm sure. And it was really fun to watch. First Blood was awesome. It was like Diana and Triss in the mid lane, and they just like kept swinging, and they both died. It was so crazy, man. So really just wire to wire, great game. Really, really fun overall. Like I said, a lot of great storylines. So make sure you go back and watch it. My Leroy Jenkins moment of the week was Black Beetle. There was a moment around 23, 24 minutes in the game around a dragon fight where they're blue team is on the back side of the dragon pit, red team is on the other side of the dragon pit, and they both know that they're there, but nobody's committing. And Black Beetle just hits the blast cone, sends himself over as Swain, and just full sends it. And then nobody else follows up initially, but Cartera, they're married, right? So she flashes over the wall and follows him. And dude, it was so crazy, but the play actually kind of worked. So it was definitely a Leroy Jenkins moment. You gotta watch it. It was awesome.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, so everybody go check out the Leroy Jenkins moment there. Make sure you post the timestamp or something so we can we can find that. I had the other champions matchup. I had Farm and the Furious versus Shake That Ash. This was a really cool match just from Champ Select. It was a lot of low range champions. We actually had two traditional top laners in the mid lane with Mordekaiser versus Nasus. We had Set versus Teemo in the top lane. We had Samira in the bot lane versus Senna. One of the really cool things, too, is Blue Sai and Loki Doki showed a different look. Loki Doki normally plays enchanters and mages, and this time she was on the Tom Kench, so that was really cool to see. But a super low range team comps from both sides. So whenever they had team fights, it was super scrappy. It was really fun. Samira likes, kind of Samira's short range. Whenever she pops her ultimate, it's still relatively short range, so she likes to be in the thick of everything. It was a whole lot of fun. But Farm and the Furious really kind of ran away with it. They got a lead early, and I'm going to give my RKO out of nowhere award goes to Deathweaver on the set. There was a really cool team fight at 15 and a half minutes in. Set was going against Teemo, by the way, Coop. Teemo did get played.
Oh, wow.
And at one point Set left top lane and he's in the mid lane, and then a fight breaks down in bot lane, and he's just casually strolling through the enemy jungle to get down there. And it was really cool because Mordekaiser ulted, I believe, the Tom Kench, and Set showed up out of nowhere to RKO the Shyvana over the Mordekaiser ult. So it looked really cool in the team fight stuff. But anyways, really, really cool game. It was just a lot of fun just to see the team fights and all these short range champions go at it. So tossing it over to our Legends tier, Coop had Facecheckers versus 1 buff, 2 buff, red buff, blue buff, I think.
That's right. So the second game of this was on stream, which Ronnie and I got to watch live. The first one of this is not, but it is on the YouTube, so you go check it out. It's fun on the YouTube. You should definitely get some early hijinks. Facecheckers attempt to do some bush cheese, and you get to watch all 5 squad little ducklings rolling behind Mama Duck, going towards bot lane and hanging out in the bush, and then just kind of like waiting, and they curl up, they go into the jungle, and they just start causing some mayhem, and just from that point on, there's a psychological warfare element you feel going on in this game, where they dominate, they do a very good job of withholding one buff in game 1, and towards the end, Facecheckers has a really good hold on this game. But the second game, which we got to watch on stream, was very different. And Ronnie, we talked about this in the game. It was a lot of back and forth. And Facecheckers was up often, but there were a lot of fights, and it was a great matchup for stream. And you definitely should go see it, because I think it was one of the more entertaining games for me to cast, because I got to rely on Ronnie actually knowing what the hell's going on. But there was just a lot of action, and it was all down to this, like, I mean, maybe it was non-traditional play, but they were just starving jungle. There was just a lot of, let's see how far pushed up we can go, even when no towers are taken. So it was a lot of just, I don't know, pushing the limit and pushing the envelope. But
and the ash arrows.
Oh, that's what I was getting to. So my superlative is the Katniss Everdeen of the week goes to Justin Nishama, who may or may not have, I don't know, double-digit ash arrow ults. I mean, that thing was like, if you had a stopwatch and you knew the timers on that ult, it was like, oh, Justin's ult up, and here comes an arrow. It was just like, where's it coming from? It's coming from wherever, and it was landing. I mean, we were talking about this arrow is landing, but sometimes it's not, and it's just like, at some point you're thinking, if you're on the other team, you're like, anyone seeing the ash? That arrow's probably coming. So just the arrow's coming. It was the arrows tour, not the arrows tour. So yeah, it was just kind of it was interesting to see. And I know, Justin, you're right here, but like almost just like using your ult as a means of just utility constantly. Like it wasn't even like you could ult and win. It was just like, I just ulted you and you walk away, and it was like, that must just be so psychologically frustrating for the other team. So it's my Katniss Everdeen Mockingjay of the week.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky. Like, that's the thing. Like, you just take it. Whatever.
Yeah,
it's a short cooldown. That's fine.
It's like the ultimate sword in an RPG. If you never use it, or you never use the potion, why have it?
It was like 90+% accuracy, though. It was wild, bro. It was ridiculous.
I publicly apologized to Bullet Games because I was harassing his lane from the other side of the map.
Every time I was like, oh no, it landed. Oh no.
All right, Drake, hit us. You had the last Legends match, I believe.
Yeah, I had
Was there another one?
Other one buff, two buff game. One buff, two buff versus Gengenstein's Monsters. It was a 2-0 victory for Gengenstein's Monster. First game kind of went on the back of based Ashley carrying the team there with a 9-0-10 performance, just absolutely littering the enemy team. Eric was there too, but who cares?
He showed up.
Game 2, a little bit closer to game 1, but Eric got Shyvana back, and we saw how that went week 1. Kind of carried the game. Not much to report there. They were fun to watch, very exciting. A lot of kills happened in the games. They were both 30-minute plus games, which has been pretty fun to watch games that go that long. My award of the week is No Team, No Problem. We had Fixie Mantella hop in, subbing in this week, and did an absolutely great job playing support in the bot lane. So
nice.
Love that. Nice shout out.
By the way, that's how you do it quick, boys.
Ooh.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Next
That's what we were supposed to do.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Well, now let's wrap this up. Before we get into tonight's matches, let's hear from our listeners. Because, listeners, I'm going to say this every single week. If you pay attention to the Discord, you will see Jedi Drake drop a Google form link in the Discord where you can hear your thoughts Positive and negative, of all flavors.
Or-
red on. Yeah, we'll get there.
A little stalkerish too. Some of these are a little out of pocket. But,
You get your thoughts, appropriate and inappropriate, read on Rift Happens. Drake, take it away.
Yeah, so we posted 2 questions on there for everybody, and our first one we'll start off with is, what ritual does your team do, or what kind of things do you do as a coach to create a culture or team? A good example we put out here, I think it's Coop. Like, he said he makes Hawaiian sandwiches for his team on game days. So, you guys have experience with that? Like, what's your rituals, Justin?
I remember when I was back at the high school, we tried to take things pretty slow on game day. It was super stressful already. You know, things are in their head, so we just tried to keep it really low key and not keep the pressure really high. And so just, you know, keeping it really chill, laid back when we got into the lab, and really just kind of having fun and not hopping straight into a match. Obviously we want to get loose, but at the same time we didn't want to be so uptight that we overthought it.
Yeah, that's a big one. One over here, someone put Voltage or Baja Blast. Like, that's their ritual, I guess. It's just slamming one of those bad boys. Whole team passing around.
all the 15-year-olds just like pounding Taco Bell, Mountain Dew.
Baja Blast. You know that room will smell atrocious.
Oh, dude. Just like,
go to the drive-through on what? Wednesday at 3:00, and you see that the guy's like, "Oh God, here he comes." He's like, "I need 47
I need 80 burritos stat.
Yeah,
and 3 gallons of Baja Blast."
Coop, I know I can't read one of yours out loud. Sorry about.
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, I guess kind of expand on it, because it kind of came out of a realization. So the first season we were just like eating pizza every day at game night or game day. It was like, it's esports, we eat pizza, and I realized that wasn't super helpful. When we got to playoffs, our players were like, they couldn't go the 3 games. So I could notice that they were sluggish and they were tired, and so the next season I kind of made a call that we would actually eat healthy and be functional and think about that on game day, and the parents totally bought into that too. But yeah, I started going to the grocery store and buying King's Hawaiian rolls, and made individual little sandwiches on game day as kind of like the team meal. And it was inexpensive. It was a ritual for me. Like, I was making the sandwiches the night before and brought them in, and just like Justin said, we would be like, it's game day, but we're chill. Like, it's everybody just show up. We'll get into it in a minute, but like, you just got out of class. Like, our practice, I know some schools have like a big gap between, but ours was like school got out and it was like rush up to the lab. And we would just do that to kind of like chill, everybody kind of talk a little bit, and then have kind of like a calm pre-game strategy. But that was the thing. It was eat something pretty good before we get into these game days.
That's pretty sweet. Kind of in line with that, someone put on here that they offer a trip to Hibachi Grill if their team wins finals that season.
Hey.
yo.
There's a follow-up to say they haven't made it that far yet, but they offer it, and that's what matters.
It's
And
the
I think
goal.
also in mind, like, I'm definitely one of the bribers that like to pose in a fun way, like gambling. So I would always sit down and be like, whoever gets the most kills, $20 Cash App right now. This game.
Dang.
Dang. Coach Drake, Coach of the Year. How'd he get that?
Yeah, right.
Most deaths, you gotta Venmo me $20, so it doesn't come out of my pocket.
That's right.
It evens out.
Most deaths has to pay the most kills.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. It's a pyramid scheme.
No, it wasn't. We didn't do like that, but it was more just like fun things of like, we'd give out things for whoever like hit stats in the game. We would have fun things for like most deaths or whatever. Because at the end of the day, it is an environment you want people to be a part of, right? You don't want to scare people off by being too uber competitive where it's not, you don't have a good time, because it's still a game you want to make sure your players have a good time with. But you also need to reinforce that while winning isn't everything, it is still something and it's important. You know, you have a bunch of people out there trying their best to win. It's important that everybody's on the same page. That we you know, you sign up for this club not just to play games, but you came here to win. Like at the end of the day, it's called esports. So try to drive that home. But Ronnie, you got anything you do over there?
Yeah, so I'm at a new school, so I'm still trying to build some of this stuff, right? But there's something that we did this year that I thought was really cool. Illinois takes esports really seriously. So like the sectionals and the state finals, all those are like hosted in person. So there's a place where you have to drive. You know, like for me, it's usually a couple hours because it's usually closer to Chicago. So we make the drive every time. It's like our kids qualify for Smash Bros or Mario Kart or whatever. And there's a specific McDonald's we hit every time. And like I try to even park in the exact same spot every time because like the kids go crazy. So it's kind of become a little bit of a tradition, just to hit that same spot, like order the same thing and whatever. On
Do you just circle the lot until if there's a car in that spot, and you're like, wait.
Exactly.
Also, I like the Coop's like, we try to be healthier. It was like, I made sliders.
Like
Ronnie's like, we go to McDonald's.
We get only chicken nuggets.
Exactly. Yeah, winners eat meat. Yeah, so we try to make it fun, and usually it's me and like 2 or 3 kids because it's like one Rocket League team or like 2 Smash Bros kids or something, So it's a real small group, and we just try to have a lot of fun the whole way. I guess that's probably the closest I've come so far.
That's cool.
That's awesome. That kind of wraps out of that one. Let's move on to our second question. This was kind of fun. It was if you were forced. We put forced in parentheses because we all know we really want to cosplay League champions. I mean, at least I do anyway. It's kind of a dream of mine to cosplay Chance. But if you were forced to cosplay as a League of Legends champion, which one would it be and why? And I think I'm gonna start this one off. Personally, I would choose Rakan, so I can maybe find my Zaya one day.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you're such a romantic, Drake.
Yeah.
I know. There's actually one more.
Okay.
Oh no.
Do you guys think I should just show you what I would do?
No.
I would love to see.
Oh no. Oh no. You have children, look away.
Put a disclaimer on this.
God. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so my would actually be Hillbilly Gragas. Would be my other one since I'm kind of built like him. But
Wow.
so yeah, I mean that's mine. Justin, what would you do?
Oh man, I think I would have to lean because I wouldn't want to completely get rid of the beard. I think I would lean towards Graves, and before anybody comes at me with Graves has hair, I could wear a wig for that, but I at least get to keep the beard. So
I like it.
That's cool.
Jake, you're killing me, man.
It was so hot in that cardigan. I am sweating.
Oh my god, he sold the bit so well. You committed to the bit the whole episode, bro. This is great.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I forgot you were wearing that halfway through the episode.
Oh boy.
It's fantastic, bro.
Dude, someone over here put Choo Choo Orin, and it's because it's their son's favorite skin. That's so wholesome compared to what I did. But yeah, I love that.
Seriously.
Wow, that's amazing.
Ronnie?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Cosplay's always been kind of weird for me. I always feel like I can't fully commit to the idea. But I guess if I was gonna really try to be a cosplay legend, I'd probably do something like I don't know, like Ezreal. He's got the gauntlet. That's kind of cool, and he's just like a dude, so you don't have to go too crazy. That's kind of a cop out, but that's probably what I go for. The pretty boy.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Someone over here put, oh, Justin, was this you? It says, I'm bald and big, so I would be Scion.
Wow.
That was not me.
That's great.
Ah, dang it. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, I was thinking too. What was it? There a Gangplank skin where he's got a shaved head? But was it one of there's Hillbilly Jim?
Oh my God, no!
Was there Captain Gangplank whenever they did the thing where Gangplank died?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
don't know if y'all remember the lore. I think there's
Uh-huh.
a skit where he has. I don't know. I could be wrong. Who knows?
I think you're onto something, man. I thought you were going to say Zillion.
Oh man.
Coop?
Me?
What we got?
Oh, you know what? That's a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because you're like a Zillion main too.
So, I would not cosplay as Teemo because I feel like if you cosplayed somewhere as Teemo, you're either gonna just get unnecessary public hate, which is not okay,
Hi, I'm unnecessary public hate.
and that's just not good. That's just not good for the self-esteem. Also, it would be fun, but I think Jax would actually be a fun cosplay because he has a lamppost,
I like that.
and like
Imagine if you had a real weapon.
his costume is just like it's built for cosplay. You know, he's got a weird weapon that could be a better one. Apparently, he's got face masks, got all sorts of stuff. So I think it'd be fun to be Jax.
It's a good one.
You can
think
you
you'd
just
wanna
jump
go for,
around,
like,
just
the,
be jumping and spinning, jumping and swinging and spinning.
You go for like the OG skin, or would you do like the hockey
Yeah.
skin?
I'm just thinking the OG, just like purple. I mean, just like the mask with all the lens, the eye lenses and stuff. Like I mean,
That's a good call.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, that
It's got
rework
LED.
has been
It had
pretty good.
LEDs in it. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Before we move on to our the user submitted questions for us, I want to have a little thing I want to add here, and it's my unhinged entry of the week, where I'm going to pick the most unhinged reply that I got.
Okay.
There's a lot of them every week, and so let's get over here. Let's just pick one out here. Oh, here we go.
Pick one as if there's
If-
many.
Yeah, there are. If Drake Prime could date any jungler on Genkenstein Monsters, who would it be?
Oh my God.
Are we going to
Well,
change the name
who
of
would
the
it
show
be?
to Drake Happens?
Yeah.
I think I found my Zio voice. Me and Eric.
Oh,
We
man.
also have, as the highlight reel this week, I watched my Drake Prime highlight reel and bask in the glow of awesomeness that I can only aspire to obtain.
Wow.
So that's it for
That's
this
like
week's unhinged comments of
A
the
new
week.
segment.
Let's
Turn that into a haiku. That's beautiful.
move on to our mailbag question. We have questions for us to answer, and to start off, so first question here is: if let's say you have a team and you have one player on your team who's not as good as the other ones, right? Pretty common occurrence. But this is specifically targeted at each of us. Where do you put that one player where they could have the least impact or most impact, depending on how you want to look at it, into either winning or not losing the game? And the only caveat I want to put here is that you can't put them at support, because obviously traditionally you put them at support where they have someone else in the lane kind of with them, kind of hand holding. You have to put them either essentially in a solo role. Where do you put that person? Justin, you want to kick this off for us?
My vote is top. You know, you go on a tank, you put them on Scion, or Garen, or Mundo, and you just try and just do your best, farm as best you can. In fact, I remember this when I was working with the high school teams. We would when we would have games where we didn't have like A team versus B team. Instead, we mixed up all the roles. So we had experienced players with non-experienced players, and we had a weaker player. He was brand new to the game, playing with some experienced players, and we put him top lane. He was on Garen, and I'm kind of like I'm in his ear the whole time. Like, okay, now you want to push. Like, you see that they're all chasing your teammates. Now you want to shove that lane as much as you can. He's like, I love this. I'm being annoying. I'm like, yeah, you are. It's like I can be annoying.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I think I have firsthand experience in this, being traditionally the worst player on my team for Coach Rivals every year, and managing to win the championship both years that I played. No big deal. last season I played top over there with straight out of Grompton, and it was exactly that. I just stood there, and I was just experience. That was my goal. Was just sit there and just don't die. And we won a lot because of that. Anyway,
It's almost more
Coop.
annoying to not kill you. Like, I should be able to kill this thing. I'm gonna take it 3-0 right now. I'm gonna say top, and it's a similar answer because I'm bad, and that's where I'm gonna end up playing. I think mid's dicey because if that goes down, it opens it all up. And but I think you're right. Top, it's a little more forgiving, and the mid laner, if their experience can come, take some of the pressure off in the mid lane, the jungle can take some of the pressure off of top lane. But I think you can have a lot of impact in top, but you can also, like Justin said, you can be a little bit piloted by your teammates if they're willing to kind of play it, 1.5 lanes and kind of give you those call outs and those what to do's. Then you can still have impact as a lower player if you can listen.
Yeah.
So,
Ronnie, you want to close out on the question?
it's like jungle.
Yeah, man. I'm going to say jungle, actually, as a jungler. Yeah, I'm saying this because I am a lifelong bronze jungler. And last season, I was the lowest ranked player on my team, and we won the whole thing. So as a jungler, if you could just kind of focus on a couple things, like you don't even have to see enemies, right? Like most of your game is PvE. You're not even dealing with enemies. Like laners have to deal with those pesky enemies in their lane all the time, and minions and last hitting. Man, junglers just have to kill jungle camps and then show up every couple minutes, right? Like it's the easiest job. I love it. Obviously it's a little harder than I'm making it. You have to know a lot about matchups and stuff. But if you're flying by the seat of your pants like I do, jungle is cruising, dude. I love jungle. It's super easy. Try it.
I think I'm gonna change my answer. Because
No,
I remember.
too late.
Okay.
Shut them down.
Well, I just remember when you said that when Justin was my coach and coach rivals you were like, just play Shyvana. And I was like, I'm afraid of jungle. And you're like, you need to play Shyvana because it's a PvE champ. You have to farm. So you need to go camp to camp. You have to farm. You cannot get distracted by I want to go gank something. It's like, no, you cannot. You need fear. You need to farm. And so
you pretty much can't gank to your level 6
yeah,
anyways.
that's what you were saying. You're like, you just don't die. Don't do anything stupid. Go camp to camp to camp to camp to camp. Go back and buy these things and do it again. And now you can dragonfly in and have some impact.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to think about the last hitting and the repositioning and the getting out of the way. So yeah, I think that's interesting. I didn't even think about that because jungle's always talked about as oh, it's so hard. But then when I was actually kind of playing, I was like, actually, I mean, it is very difficult, but the curve into it isn't necessarily as scary as I think the community makes jungle out to be. It's just I think people pick the wrong champs. They look at a tier list and oh, S+, I'm going to be an awesome jungler. And it's like, no.
Yeah. Stop playing Kindred.
Hot takes on Rift Happens.
Yeah, there you go.
Just play Zach.
There you go. Yes, let's see some Zach.
I'm changing my vote to mid because the role doesn't matter. So.
Shopkeeper.
That's funny.
We'll move on to our last question of the night here, and it is, what is your most favorite / least favorite champ in the game? Ronnie, go ahead and start us off with this one.
Okay, number
So
one,
start with your
most
favorite, then go to your
Yeah, most favorite has to be Kled. He's the only character in the game with a cuss word in his voice lines. He's hilarious. If you've never played as Kled, it's such a fun time. You could just kind of play like a crazy human, and it works.
Oh, what does he say?
You'll have to play and find out. It's part of the magic of League of Legends. I like that though. It's a nice setup.
Can I get 3 guesses? Try to guess it.
Yeah, it is a 4-letter word. I'll give you that.
There's a lot of those. I'm good at this game.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's great. And then my least favorite, probably. That's tough, man.
Least favorite to play as or play against? What was the question? Just hate this champion.
Let's just say least favorite to play against. How's that?
Okay.
All right. It's got to be Shaco then. Shaco, as a jungler, Shaco is the bane of my existence. I can't deal with the invisibility every 12 seconds and stuff, and it's like a whole thing, man. Every time I play against Shaco, I end up like going like 0-46 or something. So, yeah, like definitely it'd be Shaco. But if it's my favorite, it's my least favorite champ in general. It's probably Tarek, just because I don't like Tarek. I don't think he has a purpose.
Wow.
Ooh,
I think Tarrant might have his own opinion on that, but
Yeah.
harsh.
all right.
Jeez. Kidding me? Wow.
Coop, what we got?
Best champ ever made, and the only reason to play League of Legends is obviously Teemo. I know this is not the S tier champion everybody wants to play as, but for me, it is the most fun champion, and I don't play to be good. Otherwise, I'd be good. I just play to have fun, and Teemo to me is super fun. It's also because I'm terrified of actually playing melee champs, so I pick a ranged top laner because it's harass and it's fun, and it's kind of like when I played Magic the Gathering, Drake. I would only build decks that had like a very small chance of being incredibly overpowered. And when all of those things landed, it was just glorious. Teemo's like that. If you play really well, you get super crazy magic damage, and then the mushrooms just blow up all over the place, and it's just like, it's just mad chaos. So it's just super
Vietnam
fun.
out there.
It's just it's napalm. It's bad, but it's just fun. But I hate playing into Alawi. Alawi is super annoying as a Teemo because you're just getting tentacled, and it just sucks. It's not fun. It's just not fun. It's not fun. So ban.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna take this one. My favorite champ is Set. Big wrestling guy growing up, loved watching old wrestlers. Triple H, Goldberg, dude, one of my favorite. Anyway, love the theme, love the thematic nature of him. It's awesome. My least favorite
Hillbilly
champ
Jim.
is Fiora. Yeah, actually, my least favorite champ is Gragas. No, Fiora is the absolute. Fiora's the absolute worst. I can't stand that champion. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, I hate the way that you look. I can't do the rest of it for stream purposes, but just know that.
I like it.
Oh man.
Justin, you want to take us out of here?
Yeah, we're gonna take us out. I'll wrap us up with my favorite champion. We've been through this before. I think Zillion is an amazing champion. I think he's got an awesome kit. I think he's extremely underrated. Fun to play. Still viable in mid. Obviously viable in support. And every now and then he pops up in the top lane. But definitely give Zillion a shot. You can give your whole team the zoomies. Across the map. It's a lot of fun. My least favorite champion to see on the Rift, of course, is Olaf, as someone who plays a lot of ADC, because essentially when Olaf is locked in, I don't get to play the game. Because that champion is a straight abomination, and why he just gets to immune crowd control for as long as he wants is a champion design flaw. I'm going to say it.
One might say.
It's stupid. You have to have like an Anivia and a Trundle. Like you have to have walls that you can put up to get between him and you, and because he can't run through the walls. You have to have a Talia, maybe a Jarvan.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't have all those, then yeah, he's just going to run you down. So yeah, that is it for this week's edition of Rift Happens. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I would encourage you to keep your eye on the Discord, because there will be another viewer mailbox link being dropped for you to participate and have your appropriate and inappropriate and super cringeworthy thoughts, unhinged thoughts read right here on Rift Happens. But right after this, stay tuned, because our casters are going to take it away with some week 4 action. So for all of my panelists here, for Hillbilly Gragas, for Coop down there in the lower ref, for Dance Master Ronnie, I'm Justin. Shout out to Team Tragedy. We'll see you next week.
Hey, Kyler.
Ronnie, it is great to finally meet you in person-ish, I guess.
Oh yeah, we
What's
gotta
going on?
real quick. We gotta mute in Discord. I always forget to
Yeah,
do that. Okay, there we
oops.
go. All right, now we're good. All
There
right,
it is.
we're chilling. All right, hey,
Feels
so
good.
technical difficulties aside, I am excited to be here. Yeah, Kyler,
I am
we are
also.
literally meeting face to face on the internet for the first time right now, and
Yes.
like I couldn't be more excited. Right, this is going
It's
to be a
really
hype
exciting.
evening. Yeah.
When I learned about this from the person that like took over the director role, I was like, "Oh, this is super cool." So like being able to not only play but also help out is awesome. So
Yeah, man, it's
yeah.
Coach Rivals is a blast. Like it's cool meeting people. You know, you kind of get like this little community get built up every year, and you know, we're season 5 now, so you know this has been a kind of an annual thing for a little while. Welcome in tonight, everybody at home who's watching. I know we got a few people tonight. We got like 20 viewers almost already. Let's go, guys.
Let's
Love
go.
that.
Let's go.
We are bringing you guys a little different spice tonight. We're doing 2 Legends matches back to back. Same team, green team versus Facecheckers. We're giving you the entire best of 2 series there. We had some scheduling stuff going on in Champs tiers, so this just kind of worked out better for everybody. And we're going to get a real nice taste of both of these teams tonight, see what kind of evolutions come through in the draft phase from game 1 to game 2. And you're going to get to see Nishama, who's been on the show a couple times. He's going to be on the Rift tonight. You're going to get to see some other kind of returning faces and some new faces tonight as well. We do have a substitute alert. Queso is going to be subbing in the top lane for the Facecheckers. If you've been a Coach Rivals fan, you're familiar with Queso. He's, I believe he played mid a couple seasons ago. Love seeing him back on the Rift tonight as a sub. So we'll see how he does and if he's got any surprises for us. But the newest face of all, as we were talking about at the top of the cast, is Kyler. We've been talking about him all season. Ancient Relic on the undefeated champs team. We're glad to have you tonight, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. You know, the undefeated is a little bit of a weird thing to like come into it. New guy comes in undefeated, but I've also just really enjoyed the entire league. I've watched a lot of the Legends matches on, and what I'm really excited to see is I was excited to see the original top lane matchup with Black Beetle going up against who was it? I just lost it. But I think that this is going to be an even more interesting because you don't know a lot about the subs when they come in. So you kind of get to see how they adapt in the middle of draft and how they adapt in the middle of game. And that's super exciting. I love the adaptation. So.
Yeah, right. That's why people have been asking for best of 3s and LCS, right? That's kind of the same idea. And hey, speaking of LCS, appreciate them getting out of the way of our head of our broadcast here. They tried to steal our Thursday Thunder, and then they said, "Hey, you know what? Let's end the games real quick and get out of the way for some Coach Rivals action." So we are excited to be here. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are watching the LCS games; those are pretty crazy. Hopefully, these will be a little more competitive than the TL 100 Thieves game. No spoilers, but
it wasn't a good one.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes tonight. I'm probably keeping an eye as a jungler. Actually, we got a duo jungler cast tonight. I'm definitely keeping an eye on Bebo Bay from Facecheckers tonight. He's a former student of mine. Really, really great jungler. Dude can play kind of everything. We've seen him play some Brand. We've seen him play some other stuff this season. And we'll see what they come out with tonight. And on the other side, we got True Phenom, who's here we go. We got some roster stuff for you. We got True Phenom there, looking real good this season, and I believe he's a new member. So love seeing kind of some of the new adaptations he's bringing to the team. We got also in the bot lane I mentioned at the top of the cast. We got Nishama in the ADC role there going against Hernandez Teaches, both returning members of Coach Rivals, both frenemies, I guess you could say. So really excited to see how they do. And then, actually, here we go right into draft. So we're going to see what these teams have in store for us. It looks like we're just waiting on Green Team to finish their check-in process here. But yeah, we're getting into it right now. Here we go.
Here we go.
What's your kind of where your eyes going to be trained to tonight, Kyler?
So I think your most interesting matchup is definitely going to be see how these two junglers interact with the map,
Mhm.
especially because you have a lot of these really fast clears in all of the champions. Like you see Brand getting taken off the board. Like you're seeing a
Yep.
lot of people who they tend to clear fast and gank early, and I'm expecting to see that a lot. I'm not certain if they play a lot of Briar there, but I know that's been a pretty highly contested pick. But the Brand getting banned out and the Zac are kind of typical as you
Hmm.
would see in the jungle. But I see
Yeah.
a lot of mid lane focus from Green Team.
I was gonna
The
say,
Aesol
man.
and the that is if you want to take somebody out of the matchup, that's that's you talked about it
Yeah.
on the Retampants is like that is a high impact role and it's hard to like if that falls apart. So get them on someone a little
Hmm.
bit not in their comfort zone and the Pike first pick.
Oof,
What is
that's
your thoughts
spicy.
about that?
Yeah, I gotta say,
That's
I like the Pike pick, of course, right? Like we like to see some kind of big flashy plays, and Pike's full of that stuff. I like the call out on the mid lane bans because we've seen from face checkers, Code Worm has been a really strong asset for face checkers, but he's also only been pretty much an Akshan and Aurelian Soul Duty. I believe maybe he had a brand game. I can't remember getting into week 4. I'm kind of getting fuzzy, but I know that he was kind of the word on the street, right? The scouting reports were that he's an Ukshan like one trick essentially, right? So seeing two of those
yeah.
bands come in for both of his kind of main champs he's played this season, we're definitely going to see something different from Code Worm today. And we're seeing a few of these other picks come through. Ash Rumble for face checkers. We've seen Nishama on the Ash quite a bit. Sometimes you see Ash in the support lane, but Nishama's arrows have been insane, so I expect him to be on Ash duty once again. The Rumble could be jungle. We've seen Bebo Bay on that a little bit. We don't know what to expect from Queso, so we'll see where that goes. And back on the other side, you see Set and Ari locked in, so that's most likely going to be Pathfinder on Set duty. Pathfinder, also a former student of mine, got a kind of head-to-head match there from Pathfinder and Bebo Bay, not in the same lane, but on different teams. So really excited to see how those two do. Love to see the Set come out. I know he likes to play kind of carry
Ooh.
champ. So yeah, and
The
then the Fury who
Nefiri
just
to
got some buffs.
counter, yeah, and to counter the Arya, I think like a lot of
Right.
people don't realize how beneficial having those like extra ads around to stop a charm that's trying to come and get you, or and
Yeah,
even
little
like
buffs.
you can see it's going like dive comp to dive comp. It almost seems like you've got the Pike
A little
set
bit.
Arya, which is looking to get in on the Ash, and on the other side of things, you've got Ash, which picks somebody out, and then the Fury Rumble Alton, you get a lot of damage down. So it's going to be kind of a slugfest with
Mm,
those team fights. So the
I like the
Jinx
call out.
ban, that's probably not a bad ban. I don't know that it matches the green team's comp right now, but it's just a good ban right now. She's really strong. And then the Kaisa,
Another
that's a
ADC
little bit
ban.
more what I expected. Yeah.
Yep. And
Um,
I like the call out from the Pike first pick too. It's most likely going to Ched. Now that I think about it, Ched, a few seasons back, he's played some other roles. He played top lane last season. He played a lot of Kled. But Ched is in my mind known for his Pike plays. So this is going to be awesome. A couple seasons back, he was notorious for being just like insane on the Pike. So I love to see him on that again tonight. And then, yeah, we see, like you said, two ADC bans from face checkers, two support bans from green teams. So kind of different priorities there with the lock-ins so far. Oh, and we see the Skarner made it through all the way in this draft
oh,
here. Well, I guess we know where the Rumble's going. I would assume that's going to
yeah,
be Skarner top, Rumble jungle. I guess they are kind of interchangeable, but you're seeing
you
Skarner
can
top a
really
lot more
change.
lately. Hmm.
I was about to say you're probably going to see that Skarner go top. I think like we don't know a lot about like Queso's play style right now, but I think
Yep.
Boba is really more of a Rumble player. If you look at the way he plays the game, he's trying to get into those high impact roles, and Skarner takes a little bit longer to get there. They both have really strong ults, but I think Rumble's is just easier to use from the jungle perspective. But then the Volibear and the Zeri, Volibear jungle is something else. Unless they that's another one where you could flip it either way. The set can go jungle. Yeah. We've seen it happen a couple times. I went up against it in champ tier, so I would not be surprised. And then the Maokai to round out the Facechecker comp. You can kind of see you've got the dive comp versus the let's just lay everything down on top of you, wombo combo type of thing. So I think this is going to be a really interesting team fight in a lot of places. But now that I'm looking at where these people are lining up to, I'm definitely thinking you're going to want to look at the top side of the map. Mid jungle top is going to be high impact, especially once you start to transition into mid game and go for those neutral objectives.
Yeah, man, I love it. You called it right before the second, B4, B5 picks. You were like, hey, this is a dive comp coming in from green team. And then you see the Volibear slammed in after the second round of bans. I mean, if that's not a dive comp, I don't know what is. You could turn the towers off. You got Zeri doing all the crazy damage Zeri does in the team fights. Yeah, this is a great call out from you, Kyler. Hats off to you, man, on your first broadcast here. That was one heck of a shot call, and sure enough, it paid off. And on the other side, Facecheckers, I am in agreement. That's probably going to be a Rumble in the jungle there. Bebo Bay's played that a couple times. Really, really familiar with it. So really excited to see him on it again. And we do see, kind of some of this, interesting style draft from Facecheckers where they can flex things quite a bit, and you're not sure where they're going until the end of the draft phase. You got Rumble, you got Skarner, you got Maokai. All three of those champions are fairly interchangeable in different types of lanes. It all ended up shaking out where we expected, Skarner top, Maokai support. But I mean, it was really kind of cool how they weaved that draft a bit. And, even with the two support bands from Green Team, I think Facecheckers probably still got the champion they wanted. Maybe they were looking for more, of the Lux Morgana angle, but I think Maokai gives them the same type of agency.
Well, I think you can also look at it the Ashe was still kind of a flex. Ashe support still does have a lot of prevalence. So I could have seen, them picking a Varus in the last round there, kind of flipping the script on the Lux and Morgana being the support bands. And it's just really interesting. I want to get your take though on where these teams in the first half of the draft, you see there's both of them went for their mid laner in the first half because, it's a highly contested pick, but there's a different focus on your support versus your AD carry. And do you think that's something more handled by just the fact that that's the way these teams play? Or do you think there's something to do with the champs that got banned and how and what was first available?
Yeah, that's tough, right? I think definitely the Ashe pick specifically, Nishama has kind of called his shot with that. That's kind of become his comfort, and it doesn't draw enough attention to get a ban in the first phase, right? So they know if they leave it to R4, R5, it's probably going to get banned there. So that's kind of forcing them into that early. But, sure, you could ban out a couple of Code Worms champions, but he's obviously got something else in the bag here. So I don't know necessarily where those bans would have been more effective. But I know Nishama on the Ashe has been pretty deadly. So, they get what they want even after those three bans come through that are kind of targeted to the mid lane, little jungle with the brand as well. But, I think everybody kind of still got what they wanted. So I do like to see the Zeri kind of adaptation here. We haven't really seen much Zeri, but Hernandez teaches – if anybody's going to play it, this guy, he used to play Gnar top lane. He used to play kind of some crazy team fight stuff. So he definitely knows how to handle himself in a big fight. And I mean, you don't want any other ADC other than Zeri in most team fights, So really kind of exciting to see how he pilots,
I think it's also really interesting because you look at the opportunity that Green Team had with a dive comp. Like Corky lost a lot of the engage power when they took away the package, and they made him more of just like he's kind of the Rumble of mid ADC, right? He looks at you and you take damage, right? But like you wouldn't really want that to go in anymore. Caitlyn, Jin, Aphelios all try to stay on the back, so you kind of have to figure out who's going to be the way that I go in with my 80 carry. And I think Zeri is the perfect pick in that scenario. There's not really much else. Like maybe the Kaisa, because Kaisa can kind of flex between the poke and the engage type of stuff. But I don't even think, like, if you're looking at the way that this team was building, they probably weren't even looking at Kaisa. They were probably looking at the Zeri from the start. So
But yeah, I like all the draft discussion because we are going to see these teams back again in game 2. So we will see what kind of draft adaptations they have after this first game. It's always fun to kind of theory craft. That's one of my favorite parts of coaching and playing League of Legends. So, I love kind of talking some strategy with you, Kyler. It's fun to kind of get your thoughts on some of this too, because, you've been in this now for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and, kind of gelled with your teammates and when you're playing League of Legends on a regular basis, you're seeing the game in a different way than if you're kind of just an observer. So it is really cool to kind of get your thoughts on this,
You also just learn how your team likes to play. Like, obviously, you're going to be practicing once, twice a week, depending on how often you guys get together. And where a lot of your adaptation to these drafts, it comes from, hey, how well do you play this into this, right? You're going to see it, like, how does the Nefiri change the way that the Ari, like, chooses how to go in? How does the set and the Volibear make their, if you're going from behind with the set, or are you going to just straight front to back them and bring the Maokai or bring the Skarner into the enemy team? What makes that the best option, right? So like you have to learn how you're going to play, but then adapt in the game. And I think the adaptation in the game is just as important as the adaptation in draft. So we're getting pretty close to seeing here what they're going to be looking at. And any last thoughts about this first draft, whether it's the bans, whether it's the picks, whether it's, because we also still don't 100% know if it's a Volibear top or set top, but what's your like final gut check? What does that say?
Yeah, I feel like the Volibear's going jungle, and I've been calling for some Volibear for a couple of weeks on Rift Happens, so I'm happy to see it. He got some buffs, and you saw him in pro play, and then he got a bunch of nerfs, and then he completely disappeared. So, kind of a bummer that Riot did that. It was like a little tease, but I love to see him back on the Rift. It's a great champion, especially if you're looking at a dive comp. So I do fully expect that to go jungle because you've got a little bit more flexibility with where you want to dive rather than being locked in that top lane 1v1. So that's probably what I'm looking at there. But these teams are pretty evenly matched, man. If I had to, chat even, there was only a couple responses, but they were completely divided on who won the draft there. So, it is definitely a close one. If I had to say, as far as like, who's my pick in this game, and the top lane sub, I don't know, will necessarily be one of those things that has a massive impact, because I know Queso, he's been playing a lot lately, right? So hopefully he can get in without any rust and just kind of make an impact right away. I know Axiom First, he's in chat with his team saying, hey guys, I'm cheering you on from the sidelines, and I want you guys to bring this home for me, and I wish I could be there. So hopefully, Queso's able to hold up his end of the deal. But I got no doubt, man, he's gonna do his thing. He's definitely got his hands full with Pathfinder, though, because that guy is the last season solo kill champ. So he had more solo kills than any other player in Coach Rivals last season. So Queso getting thrown right into the fire here on this one.
Hey, I mean, the strongest blades are forged in the hottest fires. So we're going to see how he stacks up here. And I think, like, I have to agree with you. I think it's going to be really close. I think just based off of comp and what we know about these players, I am leaning a little bit more towards green team, but like it's so on a like razor's edge. So I think, you know, we're looking at the top side of the map, like I said, but I think you're also going to have to watch for the setups in the mid game. You need to make sure that when you take a team fight, it's a team fight you want to take, because if you're a green team, you take the team fight and you just get on top of somebody and take them out.
Mhm.
If you're, it's just weird to say, but if you get Nishama to pick somebody out, they're just gone.
Yep.
That's how this team comp goes. So you got to choose your team fights well and see who executes better. So as we get into game here
we go.
we're seeing, it looks like a little bit of a 5-stack or an invade angle from red side, but I don't know.
I like
if
the
they're gonna
wraparound
get seen
here.
out. Yeah,
This is
pretty
nice.
common.
Yeah,
Pretty common. You've got the
Haru now
ward
sees the
there,
ward.
so
Ooh, the flashing from
flash.
Aerosport, very bold.
Oh, that was very. Oh man, that could have been good.
He's left behind
he's
now.
Still there. He's left behind.
He's gonna avoid
on
the
a
hook.
ward.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be okay.
So
yeah,
Queso's
Queso's really far forward too.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be all right.
I think it's a little bit of posturing, a little bit of saying like, "Hey, I'm here. You're not gonna get me that easily." So I think we're just watching for. Oh, Pathfinder's in a tough spot.
This is what he does,
here,
man.
He's got Beobe, but Beobe's not moving. Now he is.
See, he didn't level up Q first there. Yeah, Pathfinder going for the stun. Not able to get the stun with only one target, but going for the slow. Yeah, look, nice level 1 for him. Queso starting this game here, definitely getting a little burnt on the Queso. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nobody's really wanting to show up here either. Both of these guys are showing up level 1 like, hey, I know you're in the bush doing some cheese, and you do see the hook land this time. Aerostorm going very low.
First blood to Karu. I mean, you've got to be careful of those bushes. The Maokai, he can get away from those hooks, but you have to be able to see who you're going to. And you know, Ched just played the pike really well. He's positioned in the bush. He's not being seen very much, and he's just setting up. Wow, another great hook.
He's in their heads now.
Yeah, I said it was going to be you focus on the top side, but if the bot lane keeps going like this, like that's still going to be a huge impact. And pop Qs.
Yeah, this is great.
I love to see these kind of like it's two poke champions in the early game that go into dive, and it's so interesting to see how they play against each other. And he's channeling up.
Oh my god! Aerostrow's still only level 1 here. Oh, can they get out? Yeah, still a couple hundred health there. I think they're going to be fine, but man, that's got to hurt. Just came back to lane, still level 1. Blew the flash and the ignite earlier, and now
Pathfinder with the stun on Case.
Health.
Oh, interesting move with that. I did not know you could move the set thing.
Yeah,
you know that might come into play in late game. You got a set that's charging up a big face breaker, and you're like, I don't think so.
Off guard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Starter says no. Okay, so getting a little low here. Not respecting the Conqueror.
The flash.
The flashy play. Flash for flash on those guys. Okay, so once, like I said at the top of the cast, man, he's thrown right into the fire on this one. Pathfinder putting on those solo kill boots like he had a season ago. And, made that one look stylish, man. And he's going to go back to lane. Now coming back with 3 swords. I don't know how he's going to carry all those, but he's teleporting right back.
Watch out for the Volibear. He's behind him. He's got his juggler there.
Oh my goodness. Are we seeing this? Yeah, sure enough. And we do see Queso finds him, but I'm not sure how much more of this. And you know what? I didn't realize Hernandez Teaches is in the jungle this week. Karu is not the mid laner. There's been a couple changes to their roles, and I didn't realize it. So
I do know that they're swapping. I do know that they said that they were swapping roles for game 2. I didn't realize that they were doing it for game 1 here too.
This is insane.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. But like, I think we need to go back to just like I think there might have been a little bit of either miscommunication or it was just like, hey, let me get the free setup, because when Hernandez Teaches was on Queso in that pixel brush top lane, Pathfinder just didn't move at all. And I think it was because he was trying to set up the freeze so that way it's harder for Queso to get into that, get the XP, get the money that he needs. And like I not 100% certain if that was the idea. Chad with another hook. I mean, if you're gonna find one person to get on, like Eras Tour is good early, but once the Eras Tour starts to stack some of the defensive items, it becomes more you have to get the Ash, or else the Ash will, kind of just shred through. And Baobi's here on the Pathfinder. It doesn't look like much is happening there.
You don't want to hook the Maokai anymore, so we'll see how much longer that goes, right? And now you see Hernandez Teaches with his next gank coming through. You see Nishama ghosting and flashing. Chet a little too far forward, going very low with the Ignite. He does tick down. Aristor able to flash away, but does get queued by Hernandez Teaches. That little extra range you get on the queue. Make sure he can slap him there. And sure enough, they get 1 for 1. He's still chasing. Nishama knows how his champ is supposed to space here. He's been playing nothing but Ash all season and does not look rusty one bit. Very confident stepping forward, even in the 2v1, and doesn't get anything else for it, but very nice to see. Cater is definitely going to have to base pretty soon. And now you see in the mid lane, 6s for both of these guys. Who's going to really kind of play chicken first here? Both of them are kind of daring each other to ult in, and nobody's really biting it. So Bebo Bay just on the wings there. Nobody fully committing. We'll see if anything comes of that. Oh man, another big
Pathfinder is just absolutely knocking. Oh, and he ultimate turret. Wow, I think he dies for it.
Oh,
the stun kept him from using his W for just long enough, or for his Q for just long enough that he does die there, because if he gets to put that out and get that shield immediately, he just kills Queso and walks out of that. But Queso doing a good job getting the stun and making sure he gets that back.
Right, There's 1 for 1 there in that trade. Oh my gosh, Aristor trying to dodge, not able to. My goodness, Chet is in their head right now. And you do see Nishama coming on the flank, so they're going to call this off. None of these players are level 6, so no ultimates available. But Bebo Bay
is.
See if he's doing something.
It looks like he's just starting up the dragon. A pretty good call. I don't think they know if that is warded or not, but it's a good call. You just push the enemy jungler off of it, and even that little bit of extra time, you have the advantage with the Maokai there. I think it's just a safe early dragon to pick up. And we didn't see it, but Bebo Bay also picked up the Void Grubs early there, just while True Phenom and Codeworm were dueling it out in the mid lane. But now that the dragon is taken, Bebo Bay and Aristor, Nishama misses, but they get the
first
Rumble
miss
down.
of the season. No, I'm just kidding. No, definitely they're all going to walk it away. That was close, man. A lot of ultimates used there. Let's see. I don't know that they're going to push after this, but nice call out on the jungle domination so far here from Bebo Bay. He's got every neutral objective in his pocket here in the first 8 minutes. And even though his team is down a couple of kills, the amount of gold is really equal to just a couple of, ruby crystals, nothing crazy. So we'll see if anything comes of that as we get further along into this. Really, the big discrepancy so far is going to be that top lane farm. If you look, Queso is down by about 40 minions in that top lane, which is basically the entire gold lead. So Pathfinder getting a couple early kills, making sure not to miss a single minion. He even gave up on that play earlier, like you mentioned, just so he could make sure to get that freeze and get all those minions. And it is paying off in dividends for him. Now he's got the Tiamat. Oh my goodness, they're fighting once again.
Oh, he's got the ult. He just didn't get him close enough to turret to make it work. Wait, is Pathfinder stuck on minion?
The minion block. It's the most.
He was stuck on minions for a second there. Oh my goodness.
He was wedged in there. There was like 6 or 7 of them. That was funny.
Right, that's the Ariel in.
Yeah, this is no ult in return for Codeworm.
Oh, Pathfinder caught out by Bebo Bay.
Another flash from Queso. He's going to get the kill. Yeah, 2v1. Nice play there. Pathfinder a little greedy on the recall. And Bebo Bay, these guys, once I mentioned before, they know each other personally. They've played each other before. They're former students of mine. And these guys have a big history. He knew he was there, man. He flashed in with confidence, even though Pathfinder wasn't on a ward. And sure enough, he was there. Nice call there to get that kill.
Yeah, Bebo Bay trying to do some invading, but Hernandez Teaches gets the Gromp there and is kind of just keeping himself, trying to stay at parity. While we're in a little bit of a lull here, I want to get your thoughts because I've heard it go both ways. What's your thoughts on the grubs? Because obviously a lot of people put a lot of stock in pushing power, especially if you're going to play a split push comp. But like, do either of these teams really care about it? And if they do, like, is it as impactful as people like to make it out to be? Oh well, we're gonna have to wait on that as Codeworm gets ganked here. He gets charmed.
Can they land it? There's the tower turning off from the team, but Hernandez Teaches it only turns off for a second now after the nerfs. He's going to go down to the ramping damage, and now with all of the assistance here, Codeworm lives, and they get 2 kills. Hernandez Teaches, oh buddy, so close. Oh, that was tragic, man.
Yeah, you just didn't put down enough, and I'm very impressed. And Pathfinder going on Queso just like, nope, gonna walk through the wall and get out of this one, get back to my farm here.
Another hook! Oh my gosh, Chad, he can't miss. Yeah, no, that was really cool, man. So getting back to your point about the grubs, I really like. Okay, teams ahead love grubs because if you're ahead, you're pushing, right? So you're going to get them, and we do see the replay here. So this is a different replay. Here we go. We got another one coming through. We got so much action going down. And now, right out of the replay, we got a kill. Pathfinder gets Bebo Bay. I believe that was a solo kill, sure enough. And it looks like he's going to get a second one here with a little help from Hernandez Teaches. Queso trying to help out his jungler, but going down. That's a shutdown. And now you get K-Root going very low as well. This is 3 kills out of the pipe. Oh, he's still alive. Aristor with 100 health, less than 100 health. Ched almost getting the kill with the ignite there, but not able to land the damage with the flash away from Aristor like he called there. Nice job. And wow, man, that was a lot of action. All of a sudden we had kills in the top lane, kills in the bot lane, and now we may have a kill in the mid lane. Oh my goodness, these teams
very close.
Hate each other. Yeah, they see each other, they want to fight.
Oh, Pathfinder is going in on Queso yet again.
It's the Pathfinder special, man.
He gets that advantage, and it's unfortunate that he didn't do that underneath turret. It's you have to get the damage onto yourself before turret, and there's the ult W from Codeworm, and it gets the kill.
It is. Goodness gracious, Codeworm. Even with no ignite, that was a really nice play there. Both players expending their ults there, and Codeworm still sticking the damage. We could have more action here as well.
That demolish proc. Queso's clearing the way, but it's just misses with the drip. Oh man,
that would have been awesome, man. Queso's kind of been doing pretty well, honestly. Like being thrown right into this against a really good player, Pathfinder. He's definitely shown. He's still got it, man. If there were any doubters, and another hook from Aristor from Ched. Yeah, Nishama getting the CC.
He stops the Volibear. You can't get in there and ult steal or anything like that. So really good. Bebo Bay with an ult on the Raptors there. And
Codeworm looking for it again, right off cooldown.
Constantly going in.
Yeah, he's like, look, I don't like you, my guy. I am here to kill you, and you're going down. And you do see now, again, Pathfinder getting those demolition procs. This tower is going down quickly. Queso does get the kill, though, because he picks up turret aggro. Nice job by Queso to save the turret. Another play from Aristor. Are you kidding me?
Gosh. The amount of dodges on the Maokai is crazy.
He's not really known for being a agile champion, He's a tree.
Bebo Bay flashes in.
Whoa,
man! Now Queso gets the free farm. All right, here comes. Here's this Maokai, and just the W to dodge the ult is. He still dies for it, but man, the amount of
Yeah.
skill that it takes to do there. And now we've got another
Once again, another
jungle
dodge.
fight.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Nishama cleaning up here, calling the janitor. You see all of these kills coming in. Oh my goodness. You see a nice play there in the bot lane for the team with no support. He's still down. And
Did
you
he
see
just
the old
throw another arrow?
Whoa. Almost
My
landed it, man.
gosh.
Trying to stop the recall. Nishama bloodthirsty here in this early game. Oh my goodness. And deathless. So I see why. Yeah, this is great, man. It's nonstop action, and you do see finally Facecheckers clawing a lead here, just about 1,000 gold after that tower take, coming from about 800 gold down just about 8 minutes ago. Doing a really good job of kind of cleaning things up and getting some farm where they needed it. Queso has shortened the level lead. He was down by a couple levels to Pathfinder. Now basically even.
Misses
he's in some trouble. Nice ult away.
The charm lands on Nishama. I don't know that there's much
Nishama
Nishama can do. Yep.
He's
Falls
out, man.
down.
Bummer. Yeah, and that was Pathfinder getting away with that ult earlier, but everybody's still stuck around. So there's 4 members from Facecheckers in this mid lane area. Where are they going from here? It looks like they are looking at the Rift Herald in the top lane. Going to give up that bot lane turret. Really no way to defend that. So
right, they're just going to take as much stuff from the bot jungle there. But what's really interesting is when Pathfinder didn't clear the turret before using his ulti, it caused that turret not to fall, and it gave first turret over to Codeworm, and Pathfinder's getting caught here. Codeworm going in, really, and the bleed is actually one of the strongest parts about that kit, but it doesn't matter. The shield is still alive. And Queso misses his
the shielding is insane. Oh, the flashback from Queso. Oh my gosh. He is ready to protect Codeworm. All in on this. Nishama throwing arrows in from over the wall. Not able to get enough damage. Pathfinder with another huge shield. How is he still alive? True Phenom now flashing over. Pathfinder can be in trouble. Codeworm also trying to protect his buddy. Everybody dies. Everybody from Facecheckers dies.
I mean, that's sometimes what happens. You go for the objective, and the other team just is like, we'll get
Pathfinder when he survived the 2 or 3v1 real early with that big shield. We got to see that one again.
Vivo Bay. He has the open Pathfinder. He's trying to go for him. But yeah, Pathfinder with that shield and the heal from the Triumph, I think, just powerful enough to let him walk out of that. And Codeworm, as much as he could try to do, it wasn't going to be enough with both Keiru and True Phenom there. So,
ironically, we come out of the replay and Pathfinder has died after we've just been singing his praises.
That's the casting curse for you.
It happens, man.
There's 4 people going down towards Queso here.
That was close. If that hook had landed, that was his doom for sure.
For sure. Codeworm trying to get claw some vision back, but doesn't want to stay there for too long, definitely. And
you see the Ash vision come through, so they see everybody. Still
they're all down there.
Neutral objectives for Green Team. They are looking to get this dragon now 4 strong with 5 on the way. They really want to stop this dragon stack. You see the ult
the Nishama ult.
Well, this is layered.
They take out Hernandez Teaches. That's a great start. And the Maokai ult.
Oh, Pathfinder now trying to do what he can, looking for more. The flash away from Aristor, worried about some of that Pathfinder damage. The ult in, but not able to get enough to take anybody out. Still 5 strong here. This is a really impressive team fight from Facecheckers. And sure enough, that Ash arrow landed true and set them up for just about everything else there. And they're going to get this dragon. Facecheckers now on soul point. Man, the Green Team really, really wanted that, and unfortunately, it just all fell apart right in front of their faces there, and just a bummer that they weren't really able to land anything after that Ash arrow to follow up. Yeah. Looks like they may get something here, but not even. No, nothing here either.
Yeah, just a missed opportunity. You can try to catch out Queso, but I think he's gotten to a point where he's tanky enough that it's going to be hard to tear through him unless you get the Ari in on him, because the Ari is really the only source of AP damage. but Aristotle getting caught out.
Man. I like the drifting here from Bebo Bay, taking the Rift Herald and then deciding, you know what, actually, I want to go the other way. And you saw him kind of get out of there. And this team fight is not going in their favor just yet. Bebo Bay going down after getting a double kill, but Hernandez teaches going over the wall, getting one for his team as well. This is a 3 for 3 so far. These 4 players, now 3 players are the only 4 players, the only ones left on the Rift right now. Can they survive? Oh my goodness. You see just enough health there from Codeworm. He does survive. I don't think Pathfinder is going to get there in time. Yeah, Queso is going to be a little bit of danger, but I don't think Pathfinder can get him without his flash. So, yeah, wow, what a play there. Everybody dying just about. And we are seeing quite a bloody game here, 17-18 in just 20 minutes. My goodness, Kyler.
The green team did the right thing in that fight. They went for Codeworm, they went for Eris Tour, they went for the Ash and Bebo Bay because those are a little bit squishier. Because if you only have Ari as your AP damage, which is what they have right now, the Volibear is surprisingly going the Bruiser like AD damage, but Neshama with another good ult on Pathfinder.
Pathfinder wanted it, and then unfortunately he's getting pretty low here. The Ignite comes through, one more arrow right in his back, and now with some additional CC here, Bebo Bay gets a second kill. That's 2 quick kills here for Facecheckers right in front of the Baron pit. That's got to be Baron. Now, Hernandez Teaches is still up from Green Team, so you could look at a steal angle here, but Aristor doing their best to be careful. Uh-oh. Now going down. Now Chad also following. This could have been a little step too far here for Green Team. Without any members available, this is going to be Keiru against the world. 12 health in a dream. Oh no, he goes down. The bleed damage from Codeworm was just enough, and they pick up the Baron with 4 members still standing. This is probably going to be the end of the game here if they push with a big minion wave. And no, they're going to recall because look who's in their base. Pathfinder looking at the side lane push.
Oh, follow that arrow. Follow that arrow.
Oh, no,
does it hit? Does it hit? It
did. My God,
it didn't pass through.
Are you kidding me?
Map arrow.
Neshama cannot miss, bro. Oh my gosh. He was on vision too, so it's like, what are you doing? Get out of there.
Okay, so just try to keep the pike away from Neshama there. No, that was impressive. That
was nice.
Neshama has been doing a really good job of like spacing properly. You saw it when he went after Pathfinder, and Pathfinder used the set Q to put out big damage like he did there.
Oh no, Codeworm
goes down. Pathfinder's taking a lot of damage.
Green Team. He goes down, the ult over from the wall from True Phenom, but he's going to get flash on, and the damage is true for Bebo Bay. But Hernandez Teaches comes over the wall, says, I'm dunking on you guys, lands it on 3 members. Queso, the only one still standing here. The tower in the mid lane is doing so much work here. It's like a whole second champion, and Queso's going to finally have to give it up. But what a play for Green Team. Now taking the mid lane turret, taking potentially a gold lead here if they can get another turret or 2. But Queso's got something else to say about that. He's looking to take out Hernandez Teaches. Takes him down to about 200 health. Oh, Chad, get out of there, bro. The minion damage. Oh, my goodness. This is Queso against the world, and he kind of wins that a little bit. So nice job. Green Team clawing back a little bit of that gold lead from Facecheckers. But with Dragon spawning in less than a minute, can Facecheckers get back onto the map to get this Dragon Soul, or does Green Team have something to say about it?
Aristotle trying to get the vision. Pathfinder, I think he missed that red ward by just a tad. You got to be careful when trying to ward over walls. Even those thin walls can mess you up. But it looks like Facecheckers has started the Dragon, but Pathfinder is currently the one on it. Nope.
This is going to be a big fight, man.
This has to be the fight.
Players
you have to find Neshama. You have to find Neshama And
Pathfinder
they
getting
just
very
can't
low.
get
Does
to
have
him.
the grit. Oh, he can't use the E. Oh my goodness, he goes down before he can get the shield. The Drake goes over, and now Dragon's Soul, in fact, for Facecheckers, they're going to get one. They're going to get another here. Queso going all the way forward, looking for the team to follow up. True Phenom now caught back in the alcove. Alcove Gaming not going the way he was hoping it would. This is going to be a triple kill for Codeworm on a champion we've never seen him play. Oh my goodness, Codeworm coming up huge in this game, and Facecheckers getting everything. They're going to steal some jungle camps. They're going to get some additional towers here, and as the Baron buff just starts to wear off, they're going to get that Dragon Soul reset and look for even more here. Facecheckers definitely in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about a Dragon Soul that works for this team, you don't look any farther than Infernal Soul. You get an Ash Arrow that leads into a Rumble ult with that extra damage from the Infernal Soul. It's just too much. It will pop pretty much everybody on that enemy team. Like, because even the set is not the most tanky. And here he goes going in on Bebo Bay. I don't think it's worth it though.
Okay, so doing some maneuvering there. Oh my goodness, they do get the kill. Oh my gosh, Chad calling his shot with the pike in this one, makes that one look real nice. Neshama missing one of only a few arrows we've seen him miss. We do see some additional follow-up, though. Both of these teams still looking to fight. Aristor goes down. Facecheckers may have bit off more than they could chew. They do still have 3 members here against the 4 of Green Team, so not an overwhelming fight for either side, but Bebo Bay on the flank here, now ult away from Hernandez Teaches. He goes down, though. The jungler taken out. Ched with the reset on the ult gets another one. Oh my gosh, Ched with those ults coming up clutch. Keiru, the only member surviving for Green Team, but Pathfinder reviving in just a moment means I don't know that Facecheckers can end the game here just yet.
No, I don't think so either. You're going to have to look for, you get this, and I don't even know, do you take the inhib? It looks like with that TP, they're trying to take the inhib too. The stun into the wall.
TPing in, this could be huge. This could actually be the end of the game. That minion wave was basically dead, but with the TP in, Queso saves that cannon minion. They've got another wave on the way. No, they're going to call it off. Oh my gosh, I thought they were going to commit to that 3v1 with the respawn timers coming off cooldown. That was dicey, man.
That was very close. And like the thing is you stack the stun with Queso there against Pathfinder, so he just doesn't have the time to get his big shield to put out the damage that he could. But Queso is gonna throw rock and just misses the Ash Arrow there. Oh, but he still hits him.
Don't call it a miss. He lands it on Keiru. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's who he was aiming for anyway.
The Shaman can do no wrong. We need a replay of that one, Coop. And we see the ult coming through. Another kill here for Codeworm. Now 12-2-8 with a bounty on his head. The only player in the game. He is looking to stamp his name on this one. And with another minion wave coming in, Bebo Bay poking out Green Team, not letting them heal up all the way. I think this is where we're finally going to see the end. People like flashing in, has the Sonias. Ooh, the miss on the ult from Queso, but Codeworm going all the way deep on this one, and now we're seeing a little bit of follow-up. Can they get the kills? Aristor very low, also getting the Zonias. That's a couple used in this fight. Now we see another kill here. Keiru just surviving on the fountain. Bebo Bay and Queso against Keiru and True Phenom. Hernandez Teaches also back on the Rift. 3v2. I think Facecheckers has to call this off, but with a minion wave in the top lane, they're looking for more. Oh, no, Hernandez Teaches. They get the charm. They get the CC. Queso now looking to get True Phenom, but I think in a 3v1, he's going down. Green Team clawing their way back into this game. Are you kidding me? On the steps of the fountain. Look at all the red skulls in the enemy base. Somehow Green Team claws it back. This is crazy, man.
I mean, that was it was a start to a game-ending fight, and they just didn't have the follow-up. Even when you saw Bebo Bay, he ulted across the Nexus, and right now the Green Team is moving towards this Baron, and I think they'll be able to get it before any potential contest is coming in. I don't think that Codeworm or Aristor are going to be able to get there in time, and that is an objective bounty claimed.
Holy moly. Oh, get out of there, Pathfinder. Bro, no, they're going to stick around. Gosh, they're going to fight, actually. This is going to be a whole... I don't think that they realize everyone's here. Pathfinder stuck around, asked the rest of the team to do so. The ult comes in from Neshama again, but that's going to be a kill for Green Team. Facecheckers now a member down with Elder Dragon spawning in just a minute. The Baron in their pockets. Green Team may have just found a huge angle back into this game. I think they were down by about 4,000 or 5,000 gold at one point. Now only down by about
500. Yeah.
This is crazy. I cannot believe how they found their way back into this. And if they can secure this dragon, they may find a way to actually win this one. This is insane.
Yeah, it is a game of the team fights. Is who is playing the team fights better. And right now, like you see the back and forth between Green Team and Facecheckers playing these fights really well, going for what they're looking for. You just saw Eris to her back. He's coming back out onto the map, trying to get back out for this dragon fight that they know is coming up. And Hernandez Teaches is just trying to push them off. You have to get onto the back line. If you don't get onto Codeworm or Neshama, you're going to lose the fight.
Oh no! Oh no, the jungler's down! Oh, Facecheckers, what have you done? Oh, that's gonna be Elder Dragon here for Green Team. I cannot believe it. No, they're gonna push in the mid lane. If you look here, Facecheckers is they're doing the only play they can. Now looking to stop the recalls. They're going all in on the mid lane. This is a 3v1 for Pathfinder. The objective bounty was claimed. Are you kidding me? Okay, yeah, they're going to take it. All right. I thought it was the other team. Sorry, I kind of freaked out for a second.
Pathfinder finally going in, and he's got the ult.
The Elder Dragon soul. He's got the Elder Dragon buff. Takes out 2 in a 3v1. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Green Team?
It is, again, you catch out the one person and you can make a lot of stuff happen. I do like what Facecheckers was thinking. It's like, okay, our jungler just died. We're not going to be able to play for this objective. Let's try to go for the end. Because even if we don't do it, they still have to go through so much of our base. And we'll be able to be up for the next team fight. I see Bibo Bay using his ult to just clear the minion wave, trying to get that out of there. Oh, Pathfinder.
I don't think he meant to do that.
Goes in.
Oh, man, he's trapped behind enemy lines. Now has the minions. I think he's going to get out of this, but this is really dicey, man. Oh, does he have the shield? He just gets the turret before he dies. Wow, one shot on it. And now the ult coming through from Neshama. This could be trouble here. Facecheckers may have found the angle. Oh, my goodness, they get some more. Yeah, Codeworm getting this one. And now we see, 4 or 5 members, 5 for 0. Are you kidding? Green Team looking for the end, looking for the inhibitors, and all of the respawn timers of Facecheckers come in. All of a sudden, everybody shows up. Ult after ult comes through. The Ash Arrow was the catalyst again. Are you kidding me, Neshama? You are insane, my man. And this is it, man. There's no way that this is the end. Yeah, this is it.
Every time he just hits. He just hits when it matters the most. And like you said, he caught out one person, and that's all they needed.
Wow.
They're looking with the Void Grubs to end here. I don't think that that Green Team is up in time. They have their full team, and this does look to be the end. What a roller coaster of an ending!
Game 1, bro. The Ash Arrow was going to hit again. Are you kidding? Wow. Oh,
wow.
Dude, both teams from the clutches of defeat. That was nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, and we're going to move into the replays here, but man, what an exciting first game from both of these teams. And now we're getting ready for draft of game 2, so we'll be back in a couple minutes here with the draft of game 2 and see how each team adapts.
Oh, I can't wait, man. This is going to be awesome. Yeah, you guys make sure you don't go anywhere. We're going to show you some replays for a minute here. Get some water because I'm pretty sure both of us just blew our voices out on that one. That was too crazy. It was nonstop action. Something like 60 kills in the end. So yeah, make sure you guys don't go anywhere. We got a game 2 coming your way. Coop, go ahead and take us to break. Thank you, sir. Hey guys,
Awesome.
welcome.
What a
No,
game
please,
one.
Kyle, you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely great game one from both of these teams. We had that like crazy comeback with the Baron and the Elder from Green Team. But in the end, Facecheckers takes game one. But now here comes how do you adapt?
Oh my gosh,
What do you
we're
do
right back into
to
it, man.
respond?
Now what do we do? Like we were gonna theory craft and talk about all the things we like. Now we're gonna have to wait until after picks and bans because I can't wait to see what these guys do here. You're seeing already the Darius ban come through. That's obviously targeted at Pathfinder. You saw there in game one. He's really good at solo killing, right? And he's known for his Darius, so he's not going to get to play it this game. Did get to play it in game one. We also see the ASOL ban yet again on the other side. I think that's a missed ban from Green Team. Oh, that's a bummer. I wonder maybe they were just discussion got down to the wire there. A Swain ban yet again from Facecheckers, and now the last couple bans coming through. Man, that's I wonder what that's gonna any kind of ripple effect that might have. That misban there, the brand now coming through. Yeah, they're not going to ban out the Akshan. So, let's see what's going to happen here. Oh, it is an Akshan ban.
And
Okay, all right.
we're getting word that it is an Akshan ban, so it's just missed there.
Okay.
And then Zach, so it looks like it's the same bans across the board here. So
adaptations where?
Yeah, where like do you just ego the pick order? Just go, Pike like right down the middle? Nope, they're gonna take the Jinx maybe.
Banned out in game one because they saved it for the second phase. Yeah. Oh, nope. We do see the run back on the set. Are you kidding? Are these guys going to run it back? Is this really? Well, I don't know. Okay, we do see the Ashe. Are you serious, guys? This is insane. I love this actually because the run back is probably, my favorite best of two adaptation. They're like, screw it. We want to play the same thing again because we think we can win, and the other team says the exact same thing. Are we going to see it run back here, Kyler?
Maybe. It's going to really heavily depend because like once you hit that second phase of bans, that's where the run back gets a little scary, right? Like, are you going to let are you going to let Queso back on the Skarner, which had actually quite a bit of really good impact? And no, we're not doing a salty run back. It's finally a little adaptation, the Jinx pickup. Now, the Jinx was banned last game, and I assume for good reason, and we might see that here. But how do you now adapt going from Zeri to Jinx? And that's where these teams need to start thinking. It's like, okay, what do we need to change about each of our drafts? And I think, like, Green Team, they have their idea in mind. That's why you picked Set first rather than the Pike. And is that a Jinx Zyra bot lane, or are we going to get some more interesting flexes on this? I think that's a good question to ask here.
Yeah, another interesting ripple. Normally, I knew Green Team had Hernandez Teaches as their ADC. Hernandez Teaches play as Jinx. Does this mean that this is Hernandez Teaches now switching back from jungle to ADC, or is it still Kayru again? Are we going to see some other lane swap business going on? We see the Zyra coming through, like you said, could be support, could be jungle, but Facecheckers really calling their shot here, saying, you know what, we're going to do exactly the same thing in our first three picks. We don't care what you're doing over there on the other side. Yeah, confidence here from Facecheckers.
So mid and bot is being swapped for Green Team on game 2. So that is going to put Kayru in the mid.
Yeah.
Yes, Hernandez Teachers is still jungle, and then Total Phenom is going 80 carry. So the Jinx is going on Total Phenom, and so as a Facecheckers, like what you don't want to see is now Green Team picking the last two as tanks, right? You have your high damage AD carry as Jinx, and you have your high damage AP carry with Zyra. You don't want to see any more tanks, but they're banning the mid lane of the Ahri, which I think is smart. It's a good thing that dodges Ashe arrows and, Rumble. And then Pantheon.
I like it. Facecheckers did a lot of homework. We'll see.
Yes, that is it's unique, and I think like one, it kind of plays to what they want to avoid, which is a tankier either support or jungler or whatever it might be. But also, it's just a really good engage tool. Your cross map Pantheon, like you can move a lot faster with Pantheon than you can on something like Rumble or Skarner, which we're getting.
Facecheckers.
It's literally the exact same order. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, are they actually going to finish up with the Maokai? I wouldn't be surprised to see it.
That looks like a Garen mid. I think so. Man, who knows, right? Because that could be set jungle, Zyra support, Garen top.
You could even go back to the classic Garen jungle with First Strike. Remember?
Oh man.
Oh,
Gross. Yeah, who knows, right? Hernandez teaches could up his sleeve, but I do think that Pantheon ban is worth shouting out again because we did mention earlier that True Phenom going into that mid role. That might be something that he's really, really comfortable on. Very different champ pool, so a little bit of a adaptation in the bans there. But otherwise, yeah, really interesting one here in the mid lane.
Bard.
I don't know who it's going to be.
Bard.
Is that a Bard locked in? Are you kidding? Oh my gosh. What is the answer here? That might be a Bard top. No, it's not. There's no way.
There's no way. I was going to say I was gonna pitch the Bard jungle, but that's just me being jungle brained.
Yeah. Right.
Wow, Bard. So that does mean
jungle.
the Zyra is probably going jungle and Blitzcrank.
Eris Tor says no more Skarner. I mean, no more Maokai duty for me. I don't get to play my anime champions. I'm mad. I'm gonna play a crazy robot. I love it.
Oh
man,
that is.
That's kind of what they were doing anyway. They were kind of looking for the pick. Blitzcrank fits that pretty well, so I feel like that's kind of almost a better pick in some ways. Skarner's great because he's got the team-wide lockdown, but Blitzcrank with his ability to move one person in a very long direction, definitely could make a big impact. We may see some crazy stuff where Aristor is pulling people into the Ash Arrow, or maybe pulling them out of the Ash Arrow. Who knows,
please set that up. Please, the Shama and Aristor, please set that up. But I think there's something on the other side. As much as I like Blitzcrank as a pick here because it's just so wild, I feel like you do lose out a little bit on the peel ability with the Maokai. Like you're losing the Maokai ult, which can be used for both engage and disengage. And Blitzcrank is deceptively squishy. Like you think you've got that nice passive shield when you get down to whatever, but it doesn't feel as strong as having like a true tank in the bot lane. I would have loved to see like a Nautilus come out here if you're looking to like play something that's more engage heavy. But
True.
Blitzcrank is always fun. That's what we're looking for here. We're just looking to have some fun with the Blitzcrank. But I do want to talk about like the total adaptation on Green Team's side. Like other than the set pick, which is the same, it's a complete new roster, and we're pretty sure it's a Bard support. And I hope I'm right about that. But you've got a really strong kind of like, I feel like they're playing to play the objectives. They were doing a really good job with their team fights, like in base and around their towers. But you saw that like there were some times where either they would pick out somebody at a objective and boom, they're good to go. Or you don't get to pick out anybody, you're at an objective and you just kind of like scramble, and then it ends with one or two people left on either side. This seems more like, hey, we're going to play towards these objectives. Bard is giving us time to collapse on you. And then the Zyra, the Jinx is going to go off the set's going to create a big commotion in the middle. And I think that that looks to be what they're playing. The one curveball in that is Garen.
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yeah, well, looking at chat right now, looks like Chad is saying Garen Jungle is a Hernandez teaches special. So I think you called it with the first strike Garen there. And we may even see him on the Demacia Vice skin potentially. Apparently that's part of the kit. He goes all in, and that kind of fits the Cooked Rivals motif. So I love that. And then, we saw Ched on the Pike duty in game one. It was the Ched special. Looked really good, especially in some of those really clutch moments. but opting in for the Bard this time, and the first message right after the Bard pick locked in is Ched's Bard, good Lord. So I think this is going to be something just as fun, right? I think we're going to see something cool there, and definitely was not expecting the Garen jungle on this one. So yeah, this is going to be awesome. We'll see, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think like the other cool thing about the way that this has come out, like on Pike, you're playing much more of a, hey, let me go in, let me get the CC, let me get the executes and stuff like that. On Bard, you're playing the more supportive role. You're going to give the opportunity for True Phenom to show his style on Jinx, right? So what you're looking at is essentially flipping the script and saying, I'm not the person that's going to create the plays. I'm not the one that's going to, grab somebody from a bush at level 2 and just one shot them. I'm the one that's going to help my Jinx get those kills, start to ramp up, and then get the passive procs. That's what you're looking to do. And I like the style of Bard. It's one of my favorite supports to play. But it is a different look than what we saw last game. So I'm really excited to see how it plays.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I love the call out. I love thinking about like possibilities of things, right? And we're talking about the Blitzcrank. I cannot wait to see, because it will happen, the Blitzcrank hook set and set blow up team moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna have the hook on somebody. He's gonna get the set, and then set's gonna get the haymaker. And you saw what Pathfinder did with those haymakers in game 1. So that could be one of those highlight reel moments. So guys in the booth, keep an eye out for that one. That's gonna be one we're all gonna want to see a replay for.
Absolutely. And here we go, getting into game, and it looks like both teams are going to the bot tri-bush. Oh boy, Hernandez teaches with the Zyra jungle. So
it's
this
is jungle. Oh no, they're all going for this. This is 5v5. Everybody's going for this. No one is backing down. Pathfinder now flashing back out, looking to face with everyone. Queso now going down, first blood now with the Jinx passive. This could be cleanup here if he's able to get any more. Keiru now flashing out, getting a second kill. Zyra getting another one. Nishama getting one back. This is going to be 4, though, cleaned up for just 2. Potentially 5 here if Codeworm doesn't get out of danger. Chad's still flashing in. Did not think he still had his flash available. Double kill for the Bard. Are you kidding? 2 kills for Bard. 2 kills for Jinx. This is nuts, man. What a start. 1.5 minutes in. The minions haven't even hit each other yet, and we got 7 kills on the board.
Yeah, you adapt to the playstyle. You saw them do the invade. They are playing Blitzcrank. What's a better invade champion? And you say, okay, we just 5-stack it and we wait for him to walk into it. You can obviously, on the Blitzcrank side of things, I think one of the faux pas about a lot of invades is they don't utilize the wards properly. If Blitzcrank wards over that wall and sees them, picks out before you even get into that fight, and then you have the advantage, right? But that's just not what happened, and you see what the repercussions were.
Yeah, that was, man. Yeah, let's see a replay of that one, guys. Here we
go. Right
0-0.
back into it.
This is nuts. I just love the fact that they said, you know what? Everyone's only got one ability, and we don't care. We're going to blow Flash here. We're going to use Ignite there. Let's do it, man. And sure enough, everybody went down pretty much in this one. And if you look at the summoner spells, I don't think that we're going to have a ton of follow-up for the next few minutes. I think everyone's going to just kind of chill for a while because they can't flash on each other anymore.
I was about to say, you don't think not having flash is the deterrent for the junglers here? I mean, that's usually where you say, hey, they don't have flash, I'm going to go in on it. So, yeah, I think you're right. You're going to get a little bit slower of play. And, it's interesting. You're seeing the same matchup in the top lane. And right now, it looks like it's going possibly the same. I was gonna wait to see if something happened a little bit different there, but a lot of that is now coming from the fact that you had the 2 assists on the set. He's gonna be a little bit easier to get to level 2, level 3, and it's going to create that disparity, and we're only going to see that disparity grow just like we did last game with that top side. So I think that is the place to look out for. I don't know, where do you go as face checkers from here, because you have a rough invade. Now you're behind. You've got to find ways to make it up, and I think where you're going to find ways to make it up. My turn.
These guys, they hate each other, bro. I don't know what it is.
It is constant pressure. But I mean, that's where you think it's like, where am I going to have most of my advantage? And I think for face checkers, if they want to get their, if they want to get it back, Babobe needs to go mid and try to get this Garen while his flash is down, because
Sure
that's
enough,
where
there he is.
Yeah,
you
got to find it.
I don't think he's going to spend his flash. Bebo Bay still saving it, and now it looks like he's going to meet the enemy jungler in the river. Nope, they're just going to walk it out. This looks like maybe a tower dive, though. You see Code Worm looking for something in this top lane. No, they're just going to call it off. They do see that Hernandez Teaches was backing there, but I don't think anybody's actually going to commit to that fight. So we saw a little 3-man roam. I think if Hernandez Teaches hadn't been there, that may have been a tower dive onto Pathfinder, which is, that wave was huge. And it's always pretty risky to dive Pathfinder. But when you got 3, I think, before he hits level 6, that may have been a sure thing. So nice job by Hernandez Teaches being in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely. And, a lot of that is going to come from, can you track your enemy jungler? And obviously Code Worm was seen leaving mid. He was walking top. So you kind of have an idea that, hey, he's looking up there. Maybe the enemy jungler is too. But that's where it comes down to knowing your path, knowing your enemy's path, and just being aware of where people are at. And that's something that it's not easy to teach. It's not easy to learn, so you have to be very careful. And Aristura maybe getting caught out, but speeds away.
He's out of there. He's a little MacBook on his way out of the jungle there, man. He's in a little bit of danger, but he's got that little speed up just to get out of there right in time. So no biggie. Aristor, still just the one death from the early game. Nothing else really crazy going on down in that bot lane. You saw all that early action, and everybody's just been happy to farm ever since. You see some of those items coming through now. The gold pretty even, a little in favor of Kayru. A couple hundred gold there for sure, about 600 I should say. But otherwise, big lead for Chad, about 800 gold there. And he's actually not in this fight. There he is. I'm sorry. I thought he was in the top lane. So this is a top lane Void Grub take here from Green Team. After getting kind of shut out of the objective game in game 1, they're getting the very early grubs here, almost on spawn. And Bebo Bay, not level 6 yet, so not really fully committing to this dragon. And with a couple allies around, maybe now looking for it, but a little slow on this one here after getting just about everything in the first 20 minutes of game 1. Pathfinder looking for this again. He did this in game 1, the flash in, not able to get the damage this time, but Queso's still not 6, and Hernandez Teaches us here, so they're going to look to maybe dive this, I think.
Yeah. Trade on the other side of the map for the Ocean Drake, which I kind of expected them to do at the beginning of that. But, if you don't see where your enemy jungler is, if you don't see that they're taking grubs, you're not 100% certain. So I think that might have been why Bebo Bay and
Aristor with the hook. And now you see the Ash arrow come through, but immediately cleansed by Kayru on impact there. That was going to be a really nice layered CC there. Aristor with a nice hook, kind of weaving in and out of that one there, and landing on the ADC, who is the target you always want to hit. So nicely done. But now Chad hitting level 6. We'll see if there's any follow-up with that bot lane. But first, we're going to see some action in the mid lane. True Phenom with the shield. I think he's going to get away, even with the bleed and the burn and the ignite. I think he still lives because Garen things, man. He's going to get out of there, and all of that used for nothing. What a bummer.
All of that for a drop of blood, as he says. But no, you point it out. It's just the way Garen plays. You have the advantage. And
Ooh,
Queso?
oh, Flash out. Oh my gosh, these guys. Oh man, sure enough, Queso just didn't have enough health there. But that was really spicy. Both of these guys kind of intentionally led each other on, said, "Oh no, I'm helpless. Call the ambulance," but not for me. And sure enough, they kept following up. And now Bebo Bay flashing in. Pathfinder getting roasted here, but has the shield. Still down to about 20 health here. Can he survive? The drive-by by Queso is not enough. He doesn't get the kill. That's a solo for Bebo Bay. Looked kind of funny. Nice dodge out there from Aristor to avoid the Ched ult. If he'd gotten tagged there, he also had some jungler support on the way. That would have been a dead Aristor. So nicely done, not even having to use the flash. And Ched's first ult is a whiff, but lands that Q. Aristor a little confident, but losing half their health. I think they're going to be just fine. But really nice stuff here from both bot lanes.
Absolutely. It's been so interesting to watch how the bot lane plays, because I see Eris Tour and they play these. Oh, there might be a dive being set up there, and True Phenom getting on top of Bebo Bay.
Once again, call the ambulance. Not for me. The ult comes through. True Phenom gets the kill on Bebo Bay in that 2v1. I think Bebo Bay was feeling pretty confident and did not respect the stat check there from True Phenom. So when you got a couple beefy players in your game, you're like, why do I have two top laners in my game right now? Sometimes it'll catch you off guard. So you saw it happen there. Kayru now cleaning up these turret plates, getting a ton of gold in their pocket. Maybe looking to get another component, maybe a full item now. We'll see what that buy is going to look like. And on the other side, Neshama now with a Vampiric Scepter, a couple other items coming through, some components, but no big, giant kind of feel-good item just yet for either player. So nobody kind of hitting that big power spike. In the mid lane, we see the Eclipse completed for Code Worm, though. That's kind of our first big power spike of the game here. See if maybe the next fight that Code Worm is involved in, they get maybe some surprise damage on the enemy team. Nothing yet, but keep an eye on that.
Yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't look like the Jinx did pick up like anything big. I think it was another I see an Ash Arrow headed up towards
I think it landed. Oh my gosh, It did. Hernandez teaches, eats it. It's not going to mean much because the rest of the team is there to clean up those Void Grubs. But I like it. Even from the other side of the map, Neshama trying to consistently get some of that team fight presence, even when he's farming down here, still landing ults. And, if you're not aware with those Ash ults, the farther the distance, the longer that CC is. So those things really pack a punch when they come from across the map. And now you see the tower dive going on the other side here. Bebo Bay gets the kill, but all three players landed their spells perfectly in that one. And now a TP coming through. I believe that's Pathfinder coming in. This is going to be turned back around now. Bebo Bay caught behind enemy lines here. He's going to go down, tries to cook Hernandez teaches before he goes down, but not able to do so. Code Worm, Neshama, and Aristor call off the rest of the play. Both teams get one kill, and man, that looked really intense. Kind of feigning that they were, oh no, I'm definitely not going to get out of this one. And then sure enough, they have the cavalry right behind them.
Yeah, you saw the green team moving down, and as soon as that happened, like it didn't matter that they had lost somebody because they were going to at least get one back. You have a TP, you have people coming down, and you got the flash and the stun by Bard. Like Ched has been on point with his CC. He's been affecting the map the way he wants to, and here goes another fight in the mid lane.
This is going to be a couple ults used now. Code Worm using it, now committing to this fight, but flashing away after getting the Ignite. And that's going to be some additional players showing up. The Ash Arrow goes wide. Expected them to go a little down mid lane, and instead the fight went the other way. Pathfinder now gets the kill on Bebo Bay with a little help from Ched. And now we can see some additional stuff on the other side here. This is going to be True Phenom still surviving with the tick of the Ignite. The punch from Aristor still not getting True Phenom. How is he alive? Are you kidding? Aristor goes a little too deep on that one to try to get the Garen. Does survive, but how did True Phenom get out of that? That was nuts. I Garen, man. I don't understand.
I think Chad saved him by ulting Eris Tour. I think he just caught him on
Wow.
that. We'd have to go back and see that a little bit better to know
That
for
was
certain. But
nuts.
it's just the escape game at that point. You're just hoping to get out. But yeah, I think you were right. They were expecting the fight to move back towards the blue side down the mid lane, and they instead pushed up into the red side jungle of Facecheckers, and that causes it causes a disruption in how people play from across the map, but it also, it creates choke points that you're just not ready for in certain areas. And I think that's where Green Team is doing a good job of creating a disruption in how you're thinking about these fights. And Chad just running him down. Oh man, it's
love to see it.
crazy to see it.
Yeah,
But,
I
no.
like Aristor's confidence though in this 2v1, saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm Blitzcrank. I can cheat up a little bit. Everybody's scared of my Q." And now Pathfinder taking this objective. No jungler in the area. The jungler for Green Team is actually at their own red buff. So Bebo Bay, the only jungler here, now getting ulted by Ched. This is a 2v3, and Pathfinder's still taking this objective without his jungler. The Ash arrow missed a moment ago, but Ash is potentially going to get a kill here. Keiru now still surviving. Nishama going very low, still alive. No, you're going to go down to Hernandez Teaches. The fight breaks out in the mid lane as well. Pathfinder with that huge shield and the follow-up from True Phenom with the ult. Pathfinder also ults Codeworm over the wall. I don't think he wanted to be there, but Codeworm does survive with the bleed damage, able to take out Garen. Now, with a little more, they could also get Ched, but looks like they're going to call this off and maybe head up for this Rift Herald. Fights in the bot lane and in the mid lane kind of go sideways for both teams. And, wow, we see a lot of action simultaneously.
Yeah, Nishama just not being able to get that last auto on Keiru, it causes a lot of issues because you need to be the one. Oh, we've got a Garen escape coming in here. So this is what I was talking about. I think he got saved.
The ult, the ignite. Yeah. Look at how does he survive that? Yeah, and the flash, he gets the punch. I don't know how he gets out of there, man. That was nuts. I think you're right. The Bard ult must have clipped the Blitzcrank there. And oh man, Pathfinder was looking for the steal, not able to get it, and it looks like he's gonna have to run out of this because he's in a 4v1. Got a couple buddies on the outskirts of this fight, but he is definitely behind his team on this one. Chad now looking to land a little CC, but nobody really sticking. Pathfinder still playing very far forward, does not even have his ult available, gets the two-man pull, and now with some assistance, a little help from his friends, makes it look crazy, and now the ult from Chad. They're going to get some additional CC here. The Q as well, perfectly timed there. They're going to get a second kill, and my goodness, Green Team all of a sudden gets on the board with a couple of quick ones, and now they could be looking for Dragon here in about 30 seconds. That looked like a suicide mission for Pathfinder, but he came out on top.
Yeah, he was just buying enough time. He needed to keep them interested enough so that way his team could get there. And, you get a good Bard ult to catch somebody, you time it. And what I'm seeing here is a difference of follow-up CC. With Green Team, you have the Zyra snare, you have Pathfinder's the True Phenom.
Codeworm. Yeah, he's in trouble. And also in the mid lane, we get a little bit of a fight. Keiru, again, using that cleanse now, hiding in Fog of War in that brush that he knows isn't warded, throws out the ult, gets the kill on the Blitzcrank, who was just trying to set up some CC for his buddies. And now they're going to get this Dragon right off the back of that. Green Team really looking different here in this game, too. Really looking to kind of tie up this series here and kind of send a message here to Facecheckers that, hey, man, that game one was real close, and this game two is all us. But something to say about that now. Queso getting a nice ult, but going a little too low after the haymaker there from Pathfinder. The follow-up, it means Queso goes down, so that's going to be a quick kill again for Green Team right off the back of that Dragon. No additional objectives right now with no Baron up for a couple more minutes, but Green Team with a ton of gold in their pocket now, 6,000 gold lead. they are starting to pull ahead of this one very far. Yeah, Ched, call out from chat, Ched on Bard is broken, and we are seeing it here.
Absolutely. Yeah. The discrepancy in the gold, the discrepancy in the items is going to cause a lot, but also there's playing the game better. Like I was pointing out just the follow-up CC that they had compared to the Blitzcrank and the Ashel, you would have to essentially one shot whoever you catch, whereas the green team has a more like well-rounded, I can hit multiple people with my CC, I can catch more things, and it just does a better job of playing it. But also you're seeing this you're right, it's, hey, it was close in game one, we're gonna take it all in game two. And you see they're setting up around the objectives better, they're creating these fights that are unequal for themselves, like that are in their favor, and the Blitzcrank taking the Rift Herald.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. It always looks real silly when it's you versus like 3 or 4 players, but he's like, yeah, I'm doing this. Oh my goodness, Pathfinder, what a play. Almost gets a kill there, but does go down. Just that ramping turret damage was just enough. But man, he loves doing those haymaker flash plays. Gets the flash out of Bebo Bay as well. So not a free kill there. They're going to walk away with a couple scars, but nicely played there by Pathfinder to at least make it difficult. And yeah, I'm looking at some of the builds right now, the adaptations. Ched with I'm no Bard expert, but Ched definitely makes it look like he is, and he's got the Warmog's armor right now. I love seeing it, man. He likes to kind of get in there, land a couple punches, and then get the heck out, heal up, come back for some more. I don't know that I've ever seen Warmogs on Bard, so I love seeing this as we see some of these first item completions come in.
No, I don't know about support. I have played a little bit of Warmog's Bard Jungle because it's the only way I can keep myself healthy enough in the jungle sometimes. But no, I think it's coming from the fact that, like, if you want anybody to be caught by the Blitzcrank, it needs to be somebody who can, turn it around, right? And I think Bard is a great option.
Uh-oh.
He can. Bebo Bay.
Bebo Bay. I may have gotten caught. Yeah, that Bard Q is going to land, and he knows he's done. He's done for there. He's a little too far forward, maybe looking to land some vision, seeing if they're on the Baron. And after going down, no jungler for Facecheckers. They are definitely on the Baron now. And Codeworm just here trying to deal with the split push from True Phenom. True Phenom just walking at him, man, and landing everything. The flash over the wall, very confident, even under turret. Knows he's got the damage. Oh, the Ash Arrow almost lands. Are you, dude, True Phenom not able to get the kill, but he's not going to even worry about this turret damage. He just walks it off anyway, so who cares, right? No big deal. He's Garen. He's doing Garen things. So,
Absolutely.
Wow. If you haven't played Garen before, you may not be aware his ult does not have an execute marker like a lot of other ults, like Cho'Gath has one where it shows when he's going to get the kill. Garen doesn't. So when he gets that ult and he gets the kill, it's a total guessing game. And you saw it there. True Phenom guessed and was off by 20 or 30 damage, and Codeworm was able to survive. Pathfinder again playing very confidently, goes down in that top side. But with the Baron buff still on the rest of his teammates, they're going to get a mid lane turret. And they're going to look for maybe a dragon here in just a few seconds as it spawns in 40. All players here from both teams in the area, though. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you can see the Rumble pushing up that mid lane turret just a little bit, and Aristor getting caught out.
Oh, man, Aristor knew he had buddies. Oh, my gosh, the 3-man Bard ult, even with the flash from Queso, he's not able to get out, and he knows that this is going to spell their doom. Codeworm now running for the hills. Bebo Bay also throwing on the scrap shield, trying to get out, landing the slows, but you're in some serious trouble, Bebo Bay. I don't know if you're going to be able to get out of this one. He's got no buddies on the way either. True Phenom, the only one still on the chase with everybody else going back to the Drake. I think that's going to mean Bebo Bay is able to survive, but oh my gosh, green team, this was a really nice fight for those guys, and I think they're going to get Dragon Soul Point here in just a moment.
Sure, I'm still chasing. But yeah, no, green team going to get to Soul Point here with that, and oh no, Pathfinder is just, gets caught.
The
don't think
ult
it
misses,
matters.
but the Q lands. Pathfinder is going to walk it out, and he's got buddies on the way, so they don't over chase on that one. This fight is still going. Oh, and True Phenom finally gets him the 4-minute play. Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 3 times. I'm going to get you. And Biwo Bay gets taken out on the lazy recall. Pathfinder yet again. Oh, the Q lands. He's done for, man. That's Pathfinder started this game with a really big lead, and he likes pushing his lead. So I love that he's also still playing for like more turrets. But that's like the 3rd or 4th time he's gotten caught in the side lane now, and it's going to mean that his team now maybe can't continue to push up in that mid lane. They are getting this top lane push though, so Facecheckers is going to have to do something about this. Oh no, the dreaded bug.
Right,
okay, we're back in. Okay. God, Coop's on it this week, man. He's got the backup stream. I love it. We don't miss any action here on Coach Rivals. Yeah.
No, not this week. But no, yeah, it's weird. I saw that Queso TP'd to, a ward near mid lane from bot lane, and he could have easily just walked up and not risked wasting that good TP timer. Is he getting a ton out of it? No, not really. But it's also become a point where they're trying to find a play, and he thought TPing in the back and trying to catch one person off was what they needed to do to get back in this game. Mm-hmm. So I'm liking him trying this thing. He's just got to find where he can go. And honestly, Green Team is making it very hard for Facecheckers to come back into this. They're constantly sweeping this vision. They're pushing their own leads in a bunch of different ways. So, it's going to be hard when you're behind by, 11,000 gold. But, what do you do to stop bleeding out? And here goes Biwo Bay, caught by True Phenom again.
Using the flash, landing the ult now. He says, you're going to have to, stand in this flame at least if you're going to try to get me. Cooking him a little bit. Biwo Bay also landing the smite for the slow. And now he's got some buddies on the way. True Phenom may have stayed over a little too long. Does go down because he doesn't have a second ult, and Biwo Bay survives. The Ash arrow comes through. That's going to be the mid lane turret going down. Also, bot lane as well, as Pathfinder was pushing that one. No Baron empowered minions anymore. This is going to be 4 players of Green Team standing strong here, but it's 5 on the other side. The Bard ult does a good job of kind of evening that out. And now with the set damage, he's going to get one. He's going to get a second one before Queso's ult goes off. He's going to get a third one. Somehow Pathfinder's still alive. Green Team may have just found the game here on the doorsteps of the enemy base. Going to get all of the inhibitors for sure. And with this minion wave, this is probably the game after that fight. Game 1 ended with kind of a whimper. Game 2 ends with a bang.
Yeah, the Jinx passive just starting to ramp her up, and then she can just tear through turrets. It's just you lose a fight against the Jinx right on your base steps, and it's just over for you. And that's what we see here at the end of game 2. So really good comeback, way to reset the mental from Green Team, especially after.
Yeah, that's just the Bard scoreline, like 5-0 and 15. What was it? 4-0 and 15. Oh my gosh, Chet on that Bard, man. That was just nuts, dude. He couldn't miss, as we see a play where he missed.
Yeah, we're going to pull up stats here in just a second. But yeah, it just, you put somebody on a champion that they are comfortable with. And obviously Chet is very comfortable on that Bard. And here you go. You see it 4-0-15. And he played out of his mind. Great play from Ched. But also, I'd like to point out, like, what a set clinic Pathfinder put on. Being able to use it surprises me, because as somebody who does not play top lane very often, and when I do, I play set, I would never be able to pull off of this level of play that he has shown here. And I think that's where even if you take a couple deaths in the late game, as long as you're pushing your lead, as long as you're causing the problems, it just doesn't matter. You are going to be a problem on the side lane, and he just constantly was. And it creates a lot of questions about how do you deal with that, and that's so.
Oh yeah, they're
Do
gonna
we
do
want
that
to do
right
that,
now.
Ronnie?
Yeah. Oh man, I think maybe we'll let's try it. Let's test it out, man. We'll see how far we can
Let's
take
go.
this.
We're gonna go.
It looks like
So just
the chance to your match is just starting, so I think we're gonna try to dive in and get at least some of that match and bring you guys some bonus coverage today. Also, just one
Sure.
more shout out before we get away from this. Hernandez teaches, man. That Zyra, I did not see that coming. Went deathless, 4-0-14, only outdone by Chad in the KDA. But what a game there from
Yeah.
Hernandez teaches. Do we have, by the way, Coop, do we have pick and ban from these teams already? Have they already gone through?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to bring that to you guys in a second here. So I don't know if they've already done pick ban and we're going to dive right into a 3-minute delay and then get into game, or if
Yep.
we're going to do a quick pick ban and then get into it. But man, things are just kind of lining up tonight for us, I guess. So
Almost
I kind of love
perfect.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
No,
Game times
I
were kind of perfect.
it hasn't
Okay, all
happened,
right.
so
We're about
we
to
will
get
get
into
to
draft.
see pick and ban too. Awesome.
This is
So
nuts.
I want to put out the question. Obviously we're about to get into a chance match, but I want your thoughts. Like, of the two games, like, we see two games. Obviously, we don't get to see who wins the best of three, right? It's a tie. But who do you think actually like wins game three if they go to it?
Man, the momentum was swinging, dude. The green team had such a good game too. It's hard not to say green team. Just
Yep.
I'm big on momentum, right? So game one, kind of back and forth, But then when game two kind of came right to level one, you saw it was like green team said, "Nah, man, I'm not dealing with that. We're rushing that off. We're washing that off. We're not going to do that again." And they looked very different from game two. First
Absolutely.
minute, second minute, exactly. So I think they probably cleaned up a few things. They were ready to hit game three if they could have, and I think both teams would have done great. But if I had to give it to somebody, I'd say green team.
Yeah,
And
I
now we see
agree.
the picks and bans coming through. We didn't
Yeah.
mention the teams here. Farm and the Furious versus Red Clad Redemption, and we're seeing some bans from both sides. Red Clad has played some Swain Top for a couple of weeks, so that's going to get banned out. They also have Jubbin, who's played Vagar at least once this season. He's known for it, did really well. So that's going to get banned out as well. And on the other side, Farm and the Furious, they're not going to get to play Brand, but really nobody's getting to play Brand these days. So, you're going to see a lot of brand bans. And then you see
Yep.
the Shen and Jin band out before these picks start coming through. From the Furious first picking the Samira and followed up from Red Clad with Volley Bear. Really spicy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when you start with Samira, you're already talking about like a low, low range comp. You're probably going to be really scrappy, so you need to have something that can stand up with it. You're going up against a Volibear Morgana. That's going to be really hard if you get caught out. The Morgana queue, the Morgana pool, it's just going to go through you pretty quickly. So I like the adaptation from Red Clad, especially when they don't have the Swain, when they don't have the Malphite and Vigar who can create that space, creating other ways to make space. And then you see the Zyra and a Mumu. I am always a fan of a Mumu. It's a fun thing. It allows you again to get into the fight and create that close range combat that I think the Farm and the Fierce are looking for right now.
Yeah, and that's also a Mumu on Chupapi Mumu, who is that's kind of his main. So we've seen him play it a couple times here, and definitely very comfortable on it. So that's probably going to be the Mumu going jungle, Zyra going bot, as we're saying here. Those are fairly flexible, but I do think we're going to see those go into those roles. And then on the other side, Red Clad, we are going to see the Morgana here. for Cartera. She played it a couple games ago, did incredibly well. So it's surprising to see it get through that ban phase. But a couple other players drawing some bans, and we see the Heimerdinger ban come through. That's a Coach Rivals season 5 first here. So maybe Jubbin, yeah, maybe a pocket pick or something there. Both of these teams scouting each other out, don't want to deal with that. And on the other side, Nasus and Cassiopeia get banned out, kind of trading a little top and mid lane pick action there. And then one more there for Jubbin. Not going to get to play the Yasuo. He's known for that one as well. Almost made it through the whole second phase. Maybe we'll see him on some Diana instead like he was a couple weeks ago. But I guess we're going to have to wait to see because they're going to lock in their ADC first.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that the Farm and the Furious, you've got to really short range. You're trying to get really scrappy, and Redclad, like I said, they're trying to make space. You picked the Volibear, you picked the Morgana to give yourself the space with their Q, the Morgana Q and W, the Volibear W. Sejuani using her ult to kind of stop it out. And then Caitlyn, perfect pick to do your long range AD carry, kind of poke them out and whittle them down. I think that on the ban side of things, Nasus Pantheon, I was gonna say Nasus and Cassiopeia are not what I would have banned here. I would have banned some AD things like the Pantheon because Zyra and Amumu and then the Diana to finish it off, stealing it away from Jubbin, it looks like. Oh no!
They saved it for the end, and now I think he's regretting it. You see, they're letting this timer go down. And I think he's like, guys, we should have picked the Diana. I guarantee he's in chat with his team right now. Like, guys, what do I do? Nah, Gemini plays it cool.
Is this the red fire?
No way! Another top laner in the lane. This game, this is nuts, man. Honestly though, with the Volibear and Sejuani, the Volibear Renekton are kind of interchangeable. Jevin could be on Volibear, be on Renekton duty. I guess we're gonna have to see.
I mean, I hate to say it, but even Sejuani support is an option here if you don't want to have you can obviously Morgana's relatively flexible, could go jungle, could go support. I've seen it go mid, but not as much recently. It's just not able to stand up. I don't think you would play it into this Diana, but to see the red 5 Renekton, I'm just not sure. You throw a weird hole in the comp because Renekton is the one character here that doesn't fit the make space style, right? So I think the Renekton is literally just a pick for lane, just a pick to get somebody ahead early and then throw them in a side lane and say, push to your heart's content. That's what I'm seeing with that. But
we may see an early split push. We'll see.
Yeah, I think that's something that Redclad might be going for. And, you talk about how the dynamic changes throughout the draft. And I do think that the Diana being picked away from Joven probably did, change up the entire game for Redclad because the Diana would be the one outlier in the comp as well. You go in, you ult, and you just get down a bunch of damage. So, Renekton doesn't fit that as well, but maybe they're like, okay, we got to pivot to something else at this point. And that's what it looks like they're doing. And I think as much as I don't like the Renekton in this comp, I do like the Red 5 Renekton meme. So I'll take it.
It's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, Jubbin, to be fair, draws 3, 4 bans even. You could say the Malphite is even kind of thrown at him as well. So kind of draws 3 or 4 bans here from Farm and the Furious. So definitely having to dig pretty deep in that champ pool and, came up with Renekton. So maybe he went into, sometimes you dig into the Scrabble bag and you come up with a G or an S and you're like, oh, heck yeah, I could do this. Sometimes you come up with a Z and you're like, man, I got to figure out how to play this thing. I think Jevin reached in and got one of those crazy letters or something, and he's going to have to figure it out on the fly. So all credit to him. I played with this guy a couple seasons ago. He can do it.
he definitely makes a difference on his team for sure, and he can do it on a lot of different champions. Like you see it, his champ pool is so wide and it's so unique. And when we talk about creating team comps, creating your roster, how do you utilize your star player? You guys talked about, what do you do with the player that's not the best in the Rift happens? What do you do with your star player? Because you can have an instance where Jubbin, who has such a wide champion pool, you put him in the centerpiece mid lane, you give him the tools to, make the highlight reel plays and make those abilities like really shine. But then you could say like, okay, you need to just play split push duty and let your teammates like carry this game into the team fights. You need to like give some space. And I think that Red Kled might be doing that if they're using the Renekton in the split push style. And they could even do it with the Volibear as well if you go a 1-3-1 comp here. So I'm excited to see how they're having Jubbin and everybody else play around this adaptation. But from the start, I actually really like the two team comps as a whole. I think you've got a lot of creativity and some interesting, let's play keep away with Jubbin's champ pool in some really unique ways that I really like.
Yeah, good call out. And I don't know if we're going to see any crazy level 1 stuff, but we've seen a lot of spice tonight, kind of some level 1 stuff in both games. And we've seen 2 out of 3 games with Volibear in them, so I'm happy. I asked for it earlier, and sure enough, we're seeing quite a bit. I think we're going to see some top lane Volibear in this one. So I do know that that's something that Bob the Tank plays from Hearts of Diamond. So he's not in this game, of course, but the Swain band away from Black Beetle means he had to kind of play a little something else. It was kind of getting a little bit too well known. He plays it a couple games in a row. Too
safe on it.
Exactly. Yeah, he can't play it anymore. So we'll have to see how he does on the Volibear. But also another little wrinkle in this. Black Beetle's known in previous seasons for playing Sejuani top. So that could be
oh boy,
a Sedge top, Volibear jungle, Renekton mid. Just one more wrinkle, and I think we're about to find out because we're just about to get into game here. And call my bluff, it is Black Beetle on the Volibear. Yeah, sure enough.
Yep, and it looks like we've got a regular, relatively standard 5-point. You've got, a little bit of double stacking on the bot side from the Farm of the Furious, and the ward gets placed down, so you see 5 gold for Dr. Strangeglove, and and there's another 5 gold for whoever just pinked that. So you spend it wisely. You would think, but no,
I it all in one place.
Right, exactly. Oh, we do have something going on in the top side of the river. I like the slow dramatic pan up to it. See what happened
special.
In the aftermath of the.
Yeah, the Goodyear blimp of the rift as we see the drone flying over the river here. A lot of wards in the first minute and a half in the river. You see at least 3 or 4, about actually 5 wards in the river, and then 1 on the blue buff of Farm of the Furious. So a lot of wards here in this one. Used up everybody from Farm of the Furious except for Deathweaver using their level 1 wards there. And nothing crazy happens. Everybody just walks it out. So some of that stuff we were talking about at the top, Jubbin on the Renekton, sure enough, he's going to be faced against the Diana. He's played Diana a few times in this season or seasons past. So hopefully he knows that matchup pretty well, and we'll see if maybe he's able to get the better of it. Now we see a 2v2 here with Strangeglove and Disrespector just kind of trading blows, but neither player really sticking with the CC at level 1. Nobody's really able to land anything too significant, but something to keep an eye on definitely in that bot lane.
Yeah,
now the CC comes through. Oh, in reverse, both players actually landing a level 2 going over first for Redclad, so that's going to be a flash out for Disrespector and the heal as well as the exhaust. So 3 summoner spells used up there from Farming the Furious after getting a nice little early chunk on Cartera. They're getting taken out themselves. And now Cartera misses that Q, but takes quite a bit of trade from the Zyra plants. And in the mid lane, Saint gets some damage. The Q lands, but not able to get. Oh no, the first blood! Not able to get the damage because of the flash away from Slipstream. He slips away from that gank and turns it on its head. Saint, with the ramping tower damage, goes down. I like the idea with the Sejuani E and Jubbin being a melee champ, so they can stack that really quickly, but not able to get it quickly enough, and really nicely played there from Slipstream in that 2v1.
Yeah, and we're seeing on the bot side, like Dr. Strangeglove and Cartera are not afraid into this Samira Zyra, which, you know, you would think, oh, we got a fight happening in top side. Looks like it's just
Those
a little
turret
trade.
shots, man.
Yeah, they've been catching everybody today. But no, like you would think, like you don't want to walk up into a Zyra Samira, like that is a fight you don't want to be in melee range for, and they're just not scared of it. And I think, you know, it may come to bite them, and you see that they're constantly getting poked out harder by the Zyra, but when they do get to, like, you know, when Cartera hits a stun, it's a lot of damage put down very fast, especially now with the Caitlyn traps available.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's going to be really nice if they can layer that, and then with that Black Shield able to kind of walk up with some confidence too, kind of walking through the CC of the enemy team. That's definitely going to be something we're going to have to keep an eye on. But Black Beetle now landing a little bit of CC of his own, gets the Q stun and the Skyfall damage there, flashes in to get the bite on Deathweaver, but Deathweaver calls his bluff, stands strong, and does not use his flash. And both players still hanging out up there. Deathweaver now recalling, and let's see what his first buy is going to be. But Black Beetle pushing this wave all the way into turret before deciding what he wants to do next.
Yeah, you got the TP back. You're forcing out the TP, which I think, you know, if you're Black Beetle, that's the best you can get out of that situation. And
Yep.
you saw Red Clad just like constantly pushing waves into Disrespector and Sauron, and I think it gives them the opportunity to back early, but I don't think it gives them enough of the timer that you're really looking for, especially because Disrespector has enough health and mana to stay down here, push the wave into it, so it's not as much of a lost cause of like letting the wave crash, having to back, and not being there in time for the wave. So, you know, I think both of these teams are playing it in a, you know, very safe and you know, respectful way in terms of wave management, but are very much going toe to toe when it comes to these trades and poke. And I really love to see that. And here goes Jubbin going in.
Oh man, yeah, sure enough. Both of these guys level 6, neither one using their ult just yet. Everyone's kind of just waiting for the other player to make the first move. And with both of those ults still available, Jubbin feeling really confident to kind of head down into the bot side river area. He's going to be maybe just looking to put a ward down or look for something there. But yeah, it looks like the top side grub take here for Red Clad is a 3-man take, and Saint does not have level 6 yet, so Deathweaver stepping up with a 6 of his own. He's going to get collapsed on, but going to be able to walk it out. And now Slipstream walking up just to try to help as well, but Jubbin cuts him off, takes him down to about a third health, and Slipstream is not going to be able to join this fight. That's going to be all 3 grubs taken for Red Clad, and nice job getting that early objective here, basically right on spawn. Man, I got to say, after that last game, we had like 7 kills in the first 2 minutes. This is a nice little kind of reprieve. We can catch our breath, huh? What do you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the reason that that grub play works so well is on back, Cartera just went up like, hey, let's get the grubs. Morgana, even when you're not playing Morgana in jungle, super strong grub take. Your W being able to reset for hitting all 3 of the grubs at the same time and the little ones when they come out. Just really strong. Deathweaver ulted into mid lane there. He doesn't have his ult up, so he ulted to try to do that trade there. Didn't look super successful, but Interesting
Jubbin
play.
doesn't have his TP, so maybe he's just looking to kind of slow down his recall timer and allow Slipstream to maybe push that in. I'm not. Yeah, that's interesting to keep an eye on. He's going to get back up the top lane in time for those minions, but not going to have his ult for a couple of minutes here. We
Watch
do
out
see
for this
Chupapi
Amumu
move
coming
rounding
in
the
bot.
corner, flashing in. Oh, the 90 caliber net getting Strange Glove just out of danger, but here's a follow-up bandage shot. Cartera going very low. One more auto will do it. Disrespector does land it, avoids the Caitlyn cupcakes as well, and Son of the Zero gets taken out because of the Caitlyn Q. Nicely timed by Strangeglove, and now with Saint here, this could be turned back around, but a nice ult. Chupapi Mumu hitting level 6 during this fight, I believe, and Disrespector using an ult of their own, turning it back. Saint going down. Strangeglove and Saint tried to stand and fight, but went down in that extended fight. From the Furious now up 4-1 in kills and looking for their first dragon of the game.
Yeah, that was really strong play. Like, you know, you have the Mumu on the bot side, and he wasn't seen, so he was able to walk in. And the flash miss Q, it's a little unfortunate, but you still can get somebody off of it, and they get Cartera early. You know, Dr. Strangelove gets one back, but you've already moved Diana down there to help out when the Saint shows up. So, you know, it's going to remain a relatively even fight for you. You're going to have that advantage, and they just utilize that to keep their momentum moving. And Chubbin trying with the little dash in to get the stun on Slipstream, just trying to play aggressive.
Yeah, he's up by 10 CS too, man. Actually, a dozen now. So definitely making that R5 Renekton count, and doing a good job here so far of just kind of surviving this lane phase, and maybe looking to, like you said, maybe look for some split push as we move into the mid game here in a few minutes. But so far, yeah, really nice job. Still landing additional trades. You see going through the minions, landing the slice and the dice and the Q. So definitely making Slipstream's life a little miserable here in the first few minutes of this one. I guarantee Slipstream is begging for a gank at this point.
Yeah, it's the curse of you're playing the guy's champion. Oh, wait.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the key exit. I know what you mean. Yeah. Nice job by Disrespector to stop the bullet coming through from Strangeglove. That was really flashy there. The overpowered Yasuo wind wall there from Disrespector, doing a really nice job with Samira. The ult comes through. They're going to turn this back around. Cartera with a nice Q, but she is all by herself here. Going to go down to the Disrespector now on a killing spree. 3rd kill of the game. Does have a bounty here just after 10 minutes, and he's got to be feeling really good. I think he's really feeling himself after that play there where he blocked that Caitlyn shot and then turned it around. That was really nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. But like I was saying, and as we're going back to this, you see, you know, you got to make some play on the other side of the map for Redclad. They're getting the objectives. They're getting the Void Grubs. Now, this might turn into a fight. Looks like everyone's just trying to walk out. Maybe going in on the back of this Diana. Mumu.
Oh, Death Weaver's called this off, though. This is just a 1v1. Jubbin, not sure if he can fight this Mumu. Has to use the ult just to get out of there. He's going to be fine. But yeah, I think if Deathweaver had stuck around, that may have been a fight they could have won. Now he's looking to assist Slipstream, but in this 2v1, Slipstream goes down before he can get here, and the ult's still available for Saint, means that Deathweaver now in some serious trouble. Does get the stun. Saint taking a lot of damage. Black Beetle does not have his ult available to turn off the turret. The ramping turret damage takes him down, so Deathweaver gets one back. Nice job to get something out of that play, but nice job as well for Redclad to get a couple back-to-back kills there and get the gold really close to even.
Yeah, that was a really good job from Deathweaver to just drag them under turret, get something back. Really hard when you're the one that's late to the fight in there. I think, like you were saying, if Deathweaver stays mid, they get that kill, and then they only lose the one death of the Diana on the top. Jumping, going in, just absolutely showing his prowess on a champion against his own. But, you know, you need to find your plays, and I think Deathweaver thought it was going to be more beneficial because he thought that that Amumu had Jubbin there, and it just didn't end there because of Jubbin's ult. So we're gonna
Yep.
get
All right. And we're going to see a replay. Nice job with this Q here from Cartera. And you see all the follow-up damage from Strangeglove. It was definitely going to be a kill, but that really flashy play from Disrespector to save his support's life. Who's the support in this lane? The ADC now supporting the support. That was really nice to see the teamwork.
Absolutely. I mean, that is what you use that W for in the laning phase. You know, you sometimes use it in team fights to get yourself an extra stack of your passive, right? Or your ult, right?
Yeah.
So like you can kind of, you know, be a little cheeky with it when you're using it in the team fight, but when you're in lane, you have to use it as a defensive spend. Chubbin just going in on Slipstream. Here comes
looking really nice. Oh yeah, it looked like he was going to get turned around, but he walks it out. Now Chupapi Mumu could be caught, not aware that Saint is there, and now they've got some assistance as well from Jevin. The ult as well following up, but now Chupapi Mumu with an ult of his own. The CC from Sauron coming through. That's going to be a kill. Saint going down, but on the other side, Cartera not able to get the ult off, but does land quite a bit of damage. The ult from Black Beetle, though, following up. The married couple here doing everything they can to stay alive. Cartera does go down, but they take out just about everybody else in the end of that fight. Oh, my gosh. Black Beetle came up huge in that one. I think he got, 2-3 kills at the end of that fight with that last E? That was massive from Black Beetle. Oh, my gosh.
His ult to put down enough damage for Cartera's soiled ground to, you know, absolutely just shred through a bunch of health. And then you saw the Samira ult start, but he saved his Q for Samira to kill her before she could get all that healing. Now, I know the build path doesn't start with the healing, Vamp Scepter anymore, but once they get to that point, you see that she started with the Collector, and, you know, Collector, the one, it's just the one thing everybody loves to hate. But yeah, here's the fight again, and watch this ult.
Oh man, pop Slipstream came right into that, and then you see Chupapi Mumu still with just a sliver of health. Black Beetle with all that healing. Sure enough, that was a triple kill for Black Beetle in that fight. That was insane. We've seen a little replay shenanigans there, but we're gonna get out of that. And we do come out of that replay. Yeah, he's in a 2v1, though. He's going to flash out right as that ult comes through. Really nicely timed from Jubbin to stay alive there. Did not have his ult available, so he was going to be dead to rights. And the Rift Herald gets taken and now summoned up in the top lane. So it looks like they're going to get a top lane turret. Jubbin, just gets CC'd. The turret is not low enough to get taken down, in fact. So Jubbin gets taken out, and no additional play here. No, I say that, but then Chupapi Mumu gets the Q, and they're able to get – the ult goes just wide. But they do get the one kill there in the top lane. We're kind of seeing a little bit back and forth from these teams, but mostly Farming the Furious coming up here in the last couple of minutes, now pulling ahead with just about 1,300 gold in the lead. But now Strangeglove just pushing this up, and now he's in a 2v1. I don't think he can survive this. All the ults coming through. It's not going to land, but the damage from Samira does, and that's going to be Strangelove going down, even with the barrier and flash use. That's got to feel bad.
Yeah, you put yourself in a really tough spot whenever you're pushing up, especially if you don't have your support there or nearby to ward. And Chubbin, even after dying, still is going for it, forcing the flash out. Very, very aggressive. We love to see those types of plays. And, you know, he may not, it may not look like he's doing a lot, but he has a almost 20. Wow. That
God.
trade half helping. Black Beetle's like, I want this turret. Give it to me. I don't care how many turret shots I need to take.
Yeah, first turret, man. He wanted that gold. That's so funny. Yeah, that was first turret. 16.5 minutes, man.
Crazy that it takes that long, but it's been a slower game than what we've seen today or tonight. So, you know, I'm not as surprised to see it, but I think the other thing that it's just so interesting, like we were saying, Jubbin, he's playing a champion that is not typically going to work in their team comp. He's playing it for the split push, and he's playing it to show the aggression and that he can outtrade you in the early game. You see him half healthing the Diana pretty much every time he comes back to lane, and he's doing that to keep pushing this advantage. And it's gotten him a 20 CS lead, and that is enough to like keep you within striking distance, right? They're only down about 1,000 gold, and a lot of that is because Jubbin is keeping his advantage. He is up about 800 gold on the Diana, which is causing a lot of it. But look at that discrepancy in the bot lane. 7,700 to 5,500. That is going to be where you have to put all of your.
Here we go again. We see actually this is a 5-player gank. I should say a 5-player play. It's not necessarily a 5-player gank, but everybody showed up for this one. Chupapi Mumu and Slipstream didn't even get to participate because everybody went down so quickly. You're seeing some of these Void Grub plays also coming up real big. Red Clad getting so many turrets here all of a sudden. That Void Grub damage is huge, and we still see Black Beetle pushing in the top lane. Has TP available to join this fight if he'd like, but he's deciding to still push, and he's going to get an additional turret. Man, he is turret hungry. He went from 0 to hero all of a sudden here in this top lane with the turrets, and these secondary turrets are worth 700 gold, so he just got paid, man. Black Beetle's got to feel real good, even if he dies here, which I don't think he will. He's going to go back to base a happy man.
Yeah, and it's what I was saying in the champ select is you're going for this split push style. You know, you just got two turrets in the top lane, all for, and you also got your bot lane turret down. Even though both of your AD carry and support died, you still got 3 turrets out of that, and that's the type of play that Red Clad needs to make. Oh, Cartera getting caught out.
Oh, man, she's going to get taken down real quick, not able to use the ult. And, yeah, they're just looking to land a little bit of vision here and see if they can find something. But with the support going down, that's going to be a quick dragon take right in front of the pit. And that's going to be Farm and the Furious getting their second dragon of the game right before the Baron spawns. Do they decide to look for more? Are they going to recall here? What's the play? Looks like they're going to kind of 3-man roam over to the mid lane. And Jubbin with a nice ward there. He's going to walk away from that one before anything crazy happens. But yeah, where does Farm of the Furious go now with this nice gold lead? They're really kind of looking to maybe stack these Drakes at this point, I guess.
Absolutely. You got to keep your mid lane turret. The first mid lane turret that falls is going to break this game open quite a bit. And Red Clad's mid lane turret is really low, and you're about half health on the side of Farm and the Furious for their mid lane turret. So by pushing this mid advantage, and you're kind of making it the NA RAM. And if you look, they have 4 people around this mid lane, but Deathweaver was pushing top, and now he's coming down. He's walking down. He's maybe getting in range for ult, but he sees Saint there. Ooh,
sure enough, he's going to get out.
I think I just saw Diana ult pop. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just maybe just hovering over that R button, and we've all done it for sure. No shade on Slipstream, but it's really easy to do with Diana too, because as soon as you press it, it goes off. There's like not even a 1 second delay. It's like an instant thing. So you actually saw some of that in the LCS this week with Contracts. Just last week, he was playing Diana, and you saw him whiff a couple of those ults, because even pro players are like, oh, I thought there was like a little delay there, and it goes off so quick that sometimes you end up getting nobody with it.
Kind of like how, the Orianna, like you press ult, and if it's on you, you can still flash, and then it will follow you. Diana, it just doesn't, and it's because of the dash, obviously. You don't want to be able to chain that out, but Black Beetle getting caught by Mumu. Oh, that damage.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to go down here because of the layered CC, and Saint was looking to maybe follow up there, but not able to save his buddy just in time. They do look to get a push in the mid lane here with this grub damage. It's really doing a number on these turrets. You see that one just with a sliver of health left. They've stacked up a couple of them in the last couple of minutes, but these mid lane turrets for both teams still standing strong. I think these mid lane turrets, like you said, are going to be pretty key. Yeah, Jubbin now doing his split push thing. We talked about it earlier, and sure enough, here he goes. think he may be
Drag them
starting
around
to,
the map.
Yep, there he's got actually look 4 players now roaming in the bot lane to deal with it, and he's already gone. They're not going to make alligator boots out of him today. And Sauron the Seer does get taken out though, but Disrespector and Deathweaver show up to try to assist. Strangeglove taken away from his team now behind enemy lines. Nobody there to assist. Does go down in that 3v1, and that's going to be a 1-for-1. I'm sorry, 2-for-1 with Cartera going down earlier in that fight. And now with a numbers advantage, does Farm and the Furious decide to finally get this mid lane turret? No, it survives still.
It's so
One more
close.
auto. Oh my gosh, it won't go down. This may be,
Black Beetle would
this
just be
is
like,
it.
you know what? No. Oh,
He flashed in for this. Disrespector gets the turret, but is it going to be his doom? No, the ult comes through. He's going to land the damage, and he survives. Now, Jubbin here looking to finally take him out. Disrespector does go down. Now, Slipstream also pretty low. Jubbin with the ult, landing some AoE damage, but he's going to flash out of that, not wanting to deal with the 2v1 anymore, and Chupapi Mumu on the way. It's probably a good call from Jubbin. So, nice play there to get something back, but Disrespector doing a really good job. Definitely hitting him with the wallet right now. 12, 2, and 3, even after that death.
absolutely. Jubbin going in on Sauron again, just constantly. And now it looks like it might
They
be
want this
Red Cled's
mid-turret.
turn to take the turret. Yeah, they might not get there. That's the dangerous part when you're playing against. Oh, Cartera gets caught.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to go down before the fight even really goes off. She did get to use her ult this time, but it didn't land on anyone. And so that's going to be Cartera going down for free. And Jubbin also, so that's going to be a big numbers advantage here from Farm of the Furious. They're going to look to transition that to a bot lane turret and potentially a dragon here in another 15 seconds. But nice job from Farm of the Furious to start to pull away here. Now almost a 4,000, 5,000 gold lead here. So really starting to get into the driver's seat of this one.
Absolutely. It was so close. You had 1,000 gold lead for the longest time there. It was a good stretch of a really close game. And then 1 or 2 picks, 1 or 2 small fights that get you that little number advantage here, little number advantage there. You start to pick up items. And then, like you said, you hit him with the wallet. I don't know if Disrespector falls again unless everybody is on top of him because he has the Collector, he's got the Lord Doms, and he's got the Bloodthirster, or not the Bloodthirster, the Immortal Shield Bow, which is going to keep him relatively healthy. So it is definitely going to be hard. You have to get onto Disrespector, but with the team comp that you're against, it's very tough to get in there. You got to kind of almost flank it there. And Moomer's just kind of like, oh, you started the dragon for me. Yeah, or the Baron for me. I'll take this. And now I think he's going to be starting to worry. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, get me out of here, man. And he was doing that solo the whole time. Saint now looking to flash in. Chupapi Mumu flashing away. Sauron and Chupapi Mumu very low. If anybody was even a little closer, they would be toast, but able to walk it out. And now the enemy team's gotten pulled in pretty far. Cartera with the black shield, also able to land the Zonias. And oh my gosh, this is such a bloody fight. Everybody's just stuck in the middle of these AoEs, but Farm and the Furious comes out on top. They do get Disrespector, but they lose everybody else. Strangeglove, the only member alive, able to snipe out Slipstream, and now Farm and the Furious has to think twice about going for this Baron. They all decide to call it off. Strangeglove, man, the hero here for Red Clad, now just saving his team from the brink of defeat.
If you ever wanted to know what it was like to be in a bouncy castle with Inamumu and Diana, there it is. Just the combo. You had the good ult from Amumu that just kept everybody in place for the Zyra knockup. Then you've got the Diana coming in, ulting everybody together, and it just came down in a ton of damage. It was a 4-for-1. You think you can take Baron, and then you're just a little bit too low, and you get one snipe out, and now you no longer have the advantage of Baron, but you still have a 5,000 gold lead. And you see Deathweaver on the side here. He's trying to get ready to make a play, but so is Saint, looking for Sauron. Maybe no, doesn't look like he's gonna go for it. So back to the side lanes, Black Beetle and Jubbin go, and I think like that's what Red Cled has to look for. You gotta pull people in two different directions. You gotta use the advantage of, hey, we're better at split pushing, they're better at team fighting. Just keep yourself safe in the mid lane, and I will go get their bot lane turret. I'll go get their top lane inhib, that kind of stuff. So, that's how you claw yourself back. You get those micro fights, you drag them around the map, and eventually you break that mid turret, but that's going to be it's not going to be immediate. You have to build up into it.
Yeah, man. Firm and the Furious still holding that turret in the mid lane. That's insane. We're at the 28-minute mark, and these guys, they will not give up a pixel in this mid lane. I love to see it because, those mid lane turrets are pretty crucial for a lot of rotations, and Jubbin can't really get his split push going without that mid lane turret going down. So it's kind of like, he wants to get into that mode, but he's not able to do it until the team takes the turret, and they can't take the turret unless Jubbin's there. So they're kind of in this kind of tough spot where they can't seem to really kind of get their game plan fired up. But so far, doing a really good job of kind of surviving a lot of this mid game abuse that Farm and the Furious has been giving him. They were down by a 4K just a few minutes ago. Still down by about the same amount of gold right now. So if they can kind of just survive this onslaught for a couple more minutes, make sure that nobody takes an early Baron, then they could maybe look for an angle and maybe look for a game flip at this dragon fight here in about 45 seconds.
Yeah, and you're seeing them. You're pushing it up. You've got, Jubbin is in his space, and Dr. Strangeglove is trying to push forward. Now he is in a kind of precarious place, but it looks like they're going to get this turret. Maybe.
Oh, the minions!
Come on, minions!
The minions,
there it is.
Legends! Oh, I love it.
The minions are the real MVPs of any game.
The
there's a
unsung
TP
heroes
from Black Beetle. That's relatively early, but you kind of have to be when Pantheon can move so quickly. Slipstream still has his TP. It looks like they're just setting up, and they don't know he's here yet. You're right.
He's on the flank. Now they're going to call this up. Now this is the play. Everybody's deciding to go for it. Chupapi Mumu getting CC'd, but still at full health. Oh my gosh, he hasn't taken any damage. Double kill already for Disrespector. They're going to get 4 kills very quickly. Triple kill, in fact. That's going to be everything going over to Farm of the Furious. Dr. Strangeglove, the only surviving member, now heading for the hills, chased by Deathweaver. They're going to get the Dragon Soul off the back of that fight as well, and potentially more. It looks like they're maybe heading out for this Baron as well. Slipstream getting taken out by the cupcake there. He's just going to be slowed up just a little bit, but he's still on his way. And all 5 members strong. That means that these guys are going to look for a Dragon Soul followed by a Baron. And it looks like this could be everything that Farm of the Furious needed to close this game out.
Yeah, and you see Deathweaver still causing issues in the mid lane against Dr. Strangelove, so he can't walk up and potentially steal. And wow, that damage from the empowered Q plus the Infernal, that's, it's something you got to be scared of now, because that poke is going to be, over the wall. He hits that, and then he ults in. You're pretty much cooked at that point. But I think another thing that is really interesting is you saw that play, and Red Cloud was set up. They wanted to go in, and you even saw Jubbin kind of reach for the back line when he went in. But because the Amumu was the one to walk up there, because he was playing more towards the mid lane, and because they've delayed it enough for the Diana to come down, Farm of the Furious just created the time gap that they needed for Slipstream to come back and create that to be an even fight in numbers, and which makes it a lopsided fight because of the wallets. And it becomes a point where you have to split push as Red Cled, but you don't really have the opportunity to, because of, look at how much Saint goes down. He's half health now, and that was just from like a little bit of poke.
He knew he needed to get out of there. Oof. That was dicey. Still has flash. He's okay, but yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it's very dicey here. You're kind of walking on eggshells. You want to push up on the sidelines, but you don't know if you can. You don't have vision. Like if you look at the vision discrepancy in the jungles, like yeah,
Yep.
red clad. Oh, here he's getting caught. Black Beetle in the top side, and here comes a third person just to
Oh,
guarantee that
bummer.
fight. But yeah,
Yeah,
you may
he was
have
looking for something, not able to find it.
you may have wards in your side, but you really need wards in the enemy jungle to really feel comfortable pushing up. And even even after Black Beetle, they're saying, okay, we just got to make a move. We need to play this. And
Oh
here comes a
man,
Pantheon
here
ult.
comes the ults. The Cartera Zonias goes off real early, and she's going to look to land her ult, but goes down immediately afterwards. Now, Strangelove also getting taken down. Black Beetle as well earlier, so that's 3 members of Red Clad in the last 30 seconds getting taken out. Jubbin looking to get the split push going in the side lane, but no turrets go down from the Furious. Defend the mid, they defend the bot, they get a couple kills for their trouble, and now looks like they're at a 10,000 gold lead here with still a little bit of Baron buff left. I believe they still have a minute or so left on that. So definitely looking to maybe march down the mid lane and finish this game off here. Let's see what they decide to do.
Yeah, Satan is just he can't step up. He's constantly getting poked down. Deathweaver is as much as Pantheon can tank, he can also dish out a lot of damage, and he's building that more aggressive build. He's got the black cleaver, and Cartera knocks something, tries to get a little bit, but yeah, you've got Eclipse, you've got black cleaver, and you've got Bork, and whiffed
Ooh, the ult
ulti.
goes wide. Saint stepping up, trying to help out his buddies, and Black Beetle looking to also land some damage. Slipstream goes very low, but the Zonias is huge. The ult from Black Beetle would have landed the kill. He does get it right afterwards. The healing there from Black Beetle was massive, and Strangelove has been firing bullets into these guys the entire time. Mumu wasn't with the rest of the team, and it looks like Sauron the Seer also managed to get out, so that's going to be a mid lane turret taken down, but they get a couple of kills, and that's going to mean that Redclad feels at least a little bit emboldened to step up and defend the rest of this push. Everyone else is going to have to call it off, but with an exposed inhibitor in the mid lane, it's just going to take one more team fight for Farm and the Furious to close this one out, I think.
Yeah, I think it really comes down. You're going to fight around either the Elder Drake or around Baron. They're both coming up. It's about a 30-second difference. So I think if you're red clad, you're trying to trade the objectives. You're trying to let them get the Elder Drake while you take the Baron, and you just put somebody in the side lane. You keep your minions in the mid lane buffed up, so that way they can kind of tank the push in. And you just try to get something and let Farm and the Furious take the Elder. Elder falls off a lot quicker than Baron, and they think they might have caught Deathweaver here. Disrespector's
But here
coming
comes
up.
the Disrespector on the flank. This is a 2v3, but they're actually winning it. Disrespector and Deathweaver going all in on this one, and that's going to be Disrespector getting a double kill before they walk away. And with the Elder Dragon spawning in just about 20 seconds, it looks like that is the call. With a few players coming from the base, looks like Farm and the Furious got the kills they needed to secure this objective. And they're also going to push the bot lane at the same time. So they're getting kind of a double dip here. And now they're going to call off that push. They're going to just all commit to the dragon. And then they can look to potentially transition that into a Baron, depending on how fast they can take this. See if they're 14,000, 13,000. They're taking it really quickly. It looks like this is going to be no trouble for them.
Rushing it.
Yeah, sure enough. And Chupami Mumu did have the secondary smite, so they could go ahead and look to challenge for this Baron. And as it spawns, we are going to see them walk on over to it. Nice job from the booth to clean up that little game bug there. Appreciate that. And we do see them immediately go from buff to buff. They're going to take out this Baron very quickly, and this is going to be the well-known Uber buff. Both of these massive team-wide buffs on Farm of the Furious plus the Dragon Soul means they have everything in their pockets to close this game.
Absolutely. All it is it's almost just the paperwork at this point. You just got to get in and you got to take the Nexus turrets. You got to take the Nexus,
Yeah.
and they're positioning themselves to get there. You've got Diana pushing in the top lane, keeping the pressure up while the rest of your team gets back into position, and then you're gonna group up. You're gonna create a team fight, and you're gonna utilize that to close out the game. And I think the thing to talk about is how the Farm of the Furious, you start out with a really, really strong, you start off with a strong core of your foundation. Like you have your Samira, you have your Zyra, and you have the Amumu. That's a super strong start to your comp. And they're like, okay, we're just going to play this and we're going to play this well. These are champions we know how to play. They're champions that we can create these advantages on. And then on the back end, you just fill it with things that are going to help out. The Diana, it also steals it from Jubbin. You take the Pantheon to make it so that when he's off on a side lane dealing with Black Beetle or Jubbin, and oh boy, Jubbin gets
Here we
caught by the
go.
Amumu.
Pape Mumu does not take damage, man. And now you see the Elder Dragon buff coming into play. A couple players going down before they can cast their ults. Cartera survives it, but only for a moment with the Zonias. Disrespector picks up another double kill. Strangeglove, again, the only surviving member. He's done that a couple times now, still saving the flash for the bandage toss. And it's going to be 5 members strong from Farm of the Furious in the base of Red Clad. They've got the Baron-empowered minions in 2 lanes, a third one on the way. That's going to be actually Strangeglove taking out Sauron the Seer before going down himself, and now the Nexus turrets fall, and the Nexus right afterwards. Nice little ult there from Deathweaver in the fountain to look extra cool. He's styling on the end of that game, and we see Farm of the Furious with 42 kills in that 39-minute game. It started slow, and that was a crazy ending. Yeah.
Absolutely built up the speed and just started rolling over them. And as we go into some of these, replays here, I do want to say, like, a lot of it comes from, execution of team comp, but I have to just point out how good Jubbin looked in the early game against the Diana.
Yep.
Like, obviously it's a champion he knows how to play against because he's played it so much. And he was pushing an advantage. He just couldn't take that advantage that he had and push it that much farther to, help his team get the win. Look at the stats here real quick. And oh boy, that is some
damage.
Some damage. And the 23-3 on the Samira is kind of tells you the story about what happened in that bot lane.
Pretty insane that Samira gets 23 kills and doesn't do the most damage. Deathweaver out damaging him by about 20 there. So Deathweaver constantly being a menace, constantly getting those big team-wide ults, making sure that if somebody else landed the CC, he followed up. And he wasn't afraid to use those ults early and often, and it paid off in dividends. Did a really good job of just kind of following up every single play his team started, and even starting a few plays of his own. So really nice game there. Nice game 3, game 1 of these 2 teams, of course, but game 3 of the night for us. And that is going to wrap up our series for the evening. I should mention Kyler joining me tonight. It's a really nice time with you, but this is going to be a week-long break from here on out. Coach Rivals does not have a match coming up this upcoming Thursday. And that also means that we won't have a Rift Happens episode either. So you guys, you're going to have to hang out for a week and be patient while we enjoy this little July 4th break. And you also don't have LCS to look forward to. So sorry for the double dip on that one. Kind of a bummer. But, this is going to be our last game for just a week. Then we're going to come back with the final week of the regular season before we move into the playoffs. So, Kyler, I really appreciate you making the time on your bye week here and hanging out with me. It's been a blast casting and just kind of getting your thoughts on things. I saw some good feedback from the chat, so it seems like we did a pretty good job. Any final thoughts tonight before we send it away?
No, it was great. I cannot wait to see how the rest of the season shakes out and everything. And I'm excited to like continue the journey of coach rivals. That, you know, whether it's as a player, as a caster, as anything, as it's been a lot of fun. And if you haven't already joined the Discord, go ahead and do that. Follow us on the Twitch and the YouTube, and you know, during that week break, why not watch the games from the weeks prior if you haven't already? So that's pretty much it that I've got. So
Yeah, that's a good call out, Kyler. Speaking of, there's a couple. This is week 4 of our regular season. There was 2 week 4 games that were played like a week ago. So the other week 4 games that were scheduled for tonight, they had some reschedule stuff go down. So if you haven't watched those, definitely make sure you check those out on our YouTube. That's definitely going to be something that's going to come into play as we move into the playoffs. So we figure out final seeding here for all of our teams. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's been a real blast with you tonight, Kyler, Coop in the booth. Really appreciate you dealing with those technical issues and just kind of flying through it, and for hosting all this stuff as well. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and we will see you guys in about a week or so, right? 2 weeks, I guess I should say, with a week break. So we'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
see you later.